The following is a presentation of the BellyUpSports Media Network.
The ball sends it over to Edward. Robles, goal! InsertName FC! Let's go, InsertName FC! What is up, everybody? My name is Hector Flores, host of the InsertName FC podcast, a member of the BellyUpSports Media Network. I finally found my hat. I could, for some odd reason, just couldn't find my BellyUpSports hat. Edward, if it was funny too, because BellyUp sent me and Edward's hat, and like for the life of me, I just couldn't find my hat. And I already knew it was my hat. I knew the other hat was Edward's because it still had like the stickers and the cardboard that's usually on like where like the thing is on the back inside. So I was like, okay, that's Edward's hat, not taking Edward's hat. And I was like, and so, when it came finally time that I could give Edward the hat, I was like, I guess I just lost the hat and it's just never going to be found.
You had already given up on it.
I reorganized my closet. I decided to put the hoodie somewhere more convenient for me to reach because I'm short. And so that's what I ended up doing. And then I found the hat, and it was literally like right in front of me in the closet. And then I was like, so I'm an idiot. But yeah, BellyUpSports Media Network, obviously, where we're a part of. Also, you can find us on wherever you get your podcasting needs. YouTube, if you guys see us on YouTube, please subscribe. We're trying to grow that very much so over there, trying to get that up to where our podcast is through the viewership. And of course, our great partnership with GolzTV, which congratulations to them. They will be now be showing USL Championship on their platform, GolzTV, the Hulu of soccer content, and now the USL. So congratulations to them. Obviously, you guys got to hear Jose last episode, but returning this week, no more having to do inventory, at least not for another couple weeks, is, of course, my best friend and the other host of the show, Edward Robles.
Hey, what's up, guys?
So fun. So I did something over the weekend. I went fishing. After so long of not fishing, it was pretty cool. But what was funny was me and my mom, we were talking about as we were driving to Galveston, Edward, and she brought up of my uncle. Well, I guess not really my uncle, my dad's uncle, but I always called him uncle anyways. I call him, Tio Alfredo. And I remember, like, as a kid, he would always take us to Galveston because he was, like, really into fishing. And so we were talking about that. And then it kind of made me start talking about my grandpa. Obviously, his brother or cousin. I don't know. Somewhere along those lines. I'm not really that well familiar with my family. But, we were, like, talking about, and I then... I don't know how this conversation got to this point, but we were just talking, and then obviously, then I remembered how like there was randomly like a school field trip that my grandpa took me, and obviously I was with the English speaking classes, so I wasn't in bilingual. Not bilingual. Well, yeah, bilingual, right? Is that what you were in bilingual, right?
I think
like you were just speaking Spanish.
First, second, and third, I was bilingual, and fourth, fifth grade is when they were like,
now you gotta learn English. Now you gotta speak English.
Yeah. No. Like the thing is, all elementary school it was bilingual. All the teachers, if you remember, all the teachers we had were basically bilingual, man.
Yeah, but you had all the teachers that my brother had, because you had Mr. Aguilar, Miss Alcover, and I think you guys all spoke Spanish in that class, right?
We spoke Spanish and English. It was like both.
Okay, because I was like with just everyone. I was with all English speakers, so I obviously, because my Spanish was got off, but yeah. Well, anyway, so I was remembering that, and I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa, would decide to chaperone for one of my field trips, and I thought it was hilarious because obviously no one was in our group that spoke Spanish. So it was literally my grandpa just there. But obviously my grandpa understands English. Like he understands it. He just doesn't know how to speak it. But it was just like I started thinking about that. And then the next thought that came out from that was I was like, do they do field trips anymore? And then my mom was thinking about that, and she was just, I haven't heard anything like of like my nieces. Like I haven't heard anything of like field trips, like usually like around like October or like late September, they used to take us to this pumpkin patch as a field trip to go grab a pumpkin. I don't know if you remember that, Edward. But I remember doing those field trips. I remember going to the zoos. I remember going to like NASA, all that stuff. I remember doing those field trips, and I was like thinking about, I was like, I don't even know if Heidi's been to a field trip. Like, not even. I think they went to the rodeo, maybe one time. But like aside from that, I was like, I don't even know if field trips are a thing anymore. And obviously, Edward, you're a parent.
Well,
and I mean, I'm assuming now
I haven't really heard.
Boys are in an age where field trips are going to be a thing. Has your kids presented you a field trip?
Honestly, no, they have not really. But I think it's because they're in kinder. I don't think they have like a big field trip. I think the field trips start maybe around first grade or so.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like thinking about that because like I haven't seen Emma talk about field trips. I haven't heard Heidi talk about. I mean, Heidi's now where she doesn't talk, so that's great. Which, by the way, by the time this episode drops, she's this coming weekend she's gonna be officially 13. So now she's a teenager, and now I hate her living guts. But obviously not seriously, guys. It's just I can't stand teenagers. Which I'm starting to learn that that's what happens when you get older is you realize how annoying teenagers are. But it's like get off my lawn kind of thing. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting, and then like so I was like maybe Edward probably knows a little bit better about this than me, and all right, so maybe by first grade we'll find out if field trips are still a thing or not. But yeah, man, it was pretty interesting. But an eventful week has passed of football. We're definitely going to talk about it, man. Of course, we're going to have our overreactions over this past weekend of footy. We're going to have headlines. We got some big things. We're going to recap the 2023 Ballon d'Or. Obviously, obviously last week we did find we were actually recording during the whole ceremony, so we didn't find out till the end of the recording who actually won the Ballon d'Or. Spoiler alert, it's Messi. But so we're just gonna go ahead and this is now where we're gonna fully actually talk about it and share our opinions, whether we think they made the right call or they made a bad call. We'll go from there. Continuing on our discussion from me and Jose talking about Jose Altidore saying that the U.S. men's national team from 2014 would definitely beat the 2022 U.S. men's national team. Me and Edward, we're gonna go ahead and do a all-time U.S. men's national team roster. So we'll see how that looks from the perspective of me and Edward. Copa Libertadores, there was a final. We're gonna recap that final for you guys if you guys didn't know what happened over the weekend. It was a game that I mentioned that I highlighted for the past weekend as well. So, and this is actually funny. It's the first time where we actually get to talk about Copa Libertadores because me and Edward, we do not really do well on keeping track of that tournament. But I mean, I think
that's the truth.
And honestly, I think it's probably because now you had two very high-profile players that were in both teams that were playing in this final. So I think that's the reason why we were actually able to know what was going on. Announce our players of the week, give you some more games to look forward to this coming weekend. There is actually two finals that are coming this weekend that you guys should definitely be keeping an eye on. The NWSL Championship final and the USL Championship final is also going to be this weekend. So we'll talk. Well, spoiler, I told you. And then we're going to wrap this show up with a 5-a-side draft, and the topic is going to be people you can't hate. So that is just people that you just it would be very difficult to find someone that doesn't like that person is basically what we're saying. As you could tell, aside from me decked out in belly up swag with this hat. I'm also wearing Dynamo gear because as we're recording this, the Houston Dynamo are playing Game 2. That just still doesn't sound right to me. In their first round matchup with Real Salt Lake, if they do win this game, they move on to the next round of the MLS Cup playoffs. And because of Sporting Kansas City beating St. Louis, who was the first seed, the Dynamo, if they were to win this game tonight, would have home field advantage for the next round because they are the higher seed. So I am very much going to try my best to stay focused while we're talking. But if you guys see me moving,
if we see Hector droning off, we'll make sure we go ahead and try to wake him up.
Yeah, this is back-to-back recordings of me and Edward having. It could work both. It could work two ways here. It could be me being kind of like accepting the fact that the Astros lost to the Rangers, which, by the way, congratulations for Rangers for winning the World Series. Fuck off. And or it could be me just getting super excited and getting way into my ego. So depending on how you feel, this can go either way. And so yeah, so that's basically what the show's gonna be about. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll go straight to our overreactions from the past weekend.
Hey everyone, it's Ryan from No Credentials Required to talk to you about one of our newest partners at BellyUpSports, SeatGeek. Yeah, live sports is great on television, but the feeling of being at the arena is a priceless experience. That's why our friends at SeatGeek are there to help you find the best tickets at the best prices. Not only can you get tickets to sporting events, but you can also get tickets to concerts, comedy shows, musicals, and more. Search for your desired event now at SeatGeek.com, enter promo code BellyUpSports at checkout, and you save $20 off your first purchase. SeatGeek. Life's an event. We have the tickets.
And we're back. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and X at InsertName FC. And yeah, so you guys are in the know of everything that we're doing. Vote on Players of the Week. Share your opinion on our debate topics, all that good stuff. And also follow us on TikTok at insert.name.fc, where we obviously post clips from the episode, and on occasion I'll do some footy TikTok crap. I still don't know what the proper words are, but that's gonna be the thing. But yeah, we're
footy TikTok crap.
Footy TikTok crap. All right, Edward, do you have an overreaction from this past weekend?
You know what? I do. Didn't think that Barcelona was going to struggle that much. And honestly, did not expect that one player was going to end up scoring for sure.
All right.
And I thought Lewandowski's goal drought was going to end, but sadly it did not.
Yeah, man, that was tough. That was real tough.
Yeah.
Which is crazy now because there's rumors circulating of Robert Lewandowski potentially making a move to the MLS in the summer. So could it happen? Could it not happen? I don't know. Lewandowski has also been a name that's been thrown. Freaking Morata's being thrown out now. So I mean, but yeah, he is getting up there in age. There's a young player. I don't know if he's a striker or not, but I know there's a player that scored 2 goals or something in I think it was like a midweek match. But I don't remember. I don't know. Barcelona's shitting out young players, and I'm not happy about that either. But yeah, because it seems like La Masia is back now.
Yeah, it seems like La Masia is coming back.
Yeah, so it's like I don't like that, especially because like the guys are actually playing. So
yeah, they're actually getting game time.
Yeah, so that's the other thing that's kind of concerning to me a little bit. But hey, the future of the Spanish national team is going to be pretty loaded.
Right.
So I mean, positive if you're a Spain fan. But yeah, so that's your overreaction. You were surprised of.
Yeah, I was thinking they were gonna end up winning like maybe 3-0, 4-0 even. A little bit more controlling of the game, more possession, but I guess I was mistaken.
Yeah. Um, Obviously, I'm not sure if you saw my overreaction from last week, which was about Manchester United and how me and Jose we were kind of like maybe it is Ten Hag, but yeah, Manchester United hasn't necessarily helped themselves over this week as well. They did beat Fulham, but this isn't my overreaction. But I was just wanting to see if Edward has any. Is he ready to kick Ten Hag out?
Yeah, I've been ready.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So my overreaction is actually going to be dude, what the fuck, MLS? Like, I mean, and it's not necessarily MLS's fault, but obviously they hire these people, and you guys, if you guys know me well enough, most of the time in this podcast, I've complained about this specific group of people in the MLS, and that is of course the pro referees.
Oh,
And I mean, would have the game changed in any way if the referees were just good? And obviously I'm talking about the LAFC Vancouver game where LAFC ended up winning, I think 2-0, which obviously secured their second win, so they're moving on to the next round in a match that was a 1-0. It was a 1-0 game. There was a corner kick. Vancouver basically sent the whole kitchen sink over for the corner, which obviously you guys know what I mean. Their goalkeeper was coming in to be an 11th man, and actually an extra man to try to score the tying
attacker.
goal.
Yeah,
to get the tying goal in, or was he there? I don't remember. I don't know. It was in a situation, and essentially the referee disrupted the play. There was a player was going for the loose ball, and he couldn't get there because the referee blocked him from the ball, which then gave LAFC a prime opportunity to send the ball over to Carlos Vela, who had literally open space. I think maybe had like a 1v1 situation. If the goalkeeper was there, I don't remember, but ended up passing the ball to Denny Bowenga, who ends up scoring the second goal, which obviously was the nail in the coffin for Vancouver. And honestly, if that was any other game, I could tell you right now, if that happened, they would stop the game, drop ball, and then, reset the game, right? But no. And so the game was pretty sketchy as it was. There were some questionable calls by the referees, but once again, not saying that Vancouver was going to win that game, but obviously you did deprive them of a potential opportunity to score a goal to get this game even and possibly force penalties, and then anything could happen at that point. But it didn't, and obviously it benefited LAFC as now they're on to the next round. And everyone was going off on them. It's not just me. It was like Eli Lesser made a video on it on his page on Instagram and TikTok. So he went off on it. I mean, even I think Taylor Twellman even went off on it as well. It's just not a good look for the MLS. Once again, referees have been like a constant complaint from the MLS for quite some time now. I mean, shoot, the referees they sent over to the 2022 World Cup was very controversial as well. And funny enough, I actually praised that referee because I was like, he's actually one of the good referees, and he's still fucked up. And so like, yeah, MLS. I mean, once again, and it's like how me and Jose we've been talking about it, especially with more eyes are coming onto the MLS, obviously because of Messi mania, but which I'm sure they're not gonna make a whole crazy presentation on Apple TV or anything like that for the Ballon d'Or and claim that Messi won the Ballon d'Or as an Inter Miami player. I'm sure that's not gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen by any means. But
I mean, wasn't the picture of Messi like as a Barcelona player or as a PSG player? I think.
I don't know.
No, they did. No, they used the Argentina picture. I think.
Respectively, so because I don't think we'll definitely talk about Messi's 8th Ballon d'Or, but kind of going back to it, but like with all eyes coming into the MLS because of Messi, more players are more getting interested of coming to MLS more so than ever because of Messi. And here's the thing though, you come in with this very confusing playoff format. I still don't understand what the hell this was all about. We have a wild card playing game, and then you're doing a best of 3 series in the first round, and then we're going to the normal playoff situation. But obviously you're not going to keep like you're not like if Edward was to ever give a damn about the MLS and say if that was the game he was going to watch, he's going to be like, wow, this is an inferior product. And then he'll be turned off again, or just wait till the next Messi game happens, because he already doesn't have an incentive as it is right now because Messi's not even in the MLS Cup playoffs.
Yep.
But like, and even like the playoff format is just super. It's hard to. It's not that it's hard to explain it to people. It's hard for people that don't understand American sports to explain it to, because obviously I tell Edward, hey Edward, round 1 is the best 3 series.
Round 1 is what?
A best of 3 series.
Really?
Okay, so I lost Edward already.
I thought it would have been like a home leg and away leg, right? That would be it, right?
That's like early FIFA. They've been changing the playoff format for like years now, bro. So okay.
God.
Well, thanks for letting me know you've been watching these episodes. Essentially, the new just quick. All right, so the new MLS format, obviously, first to 9th place makes it to the qualifies for the playoffs. 8th and 9th place have to play a wild card game to then play the first seat in the first round, and then in the first round it is a best of 3 series, and then the winner of that best of 3 series then goes into the next round, and then from there they go to, regular one-off games. Also in the wild card and in the round of the best of 3 series. In a tie, they go straight to penalties. So there's no extra time. But then once you move on to the next round, after we're done with the first round, it's back to extra time penalties.
Okay.
But once again, Edward's familiar with it because he knows American sports.
Yeah, so. I that's why I was like, okay, and then
But if Edward was not an American,
wild card, yeah, then I would be having a lot of problems to follow this.
Yeah, so the playoff system is already complicated as it is, to a non-American, and then 2, the referees are almost as bad that you would think Barcelona's paying them. So I mean, like it's sorry, I had to take that jab.
Wow. Just wow.
I can't not go at some point take a jab at that. But don't worry, I'm sure someone else will get caught. But yeah, like no, I mean they won't get caught. They do it, but they won't get caught. I know for a fact they do.
You sound so confident
that they do it.
Yeah. Or no,
yeah.
they won't get caught.
Who, dude? It like freaking match fixing and paying referees. That's been going on for years. That shit's probably going on in Mexico. That shit's probably going on in Argentina, Brazil. Like that shit's everywhere. No one needs to tell me. I'm not gonna be like those like people that just hate the Astros because of the cheating scandal and don't look anything else into it aside from the fact that they cheated and like they were the only ones doing it. It's like, come on, man. Baseball, like
come on.
Everyone cheats in baseball. The steroid era, that's like the biggest proof that everybody cheats in baseball. So it's like you don't have to tell me that. Like I'm like, if you tell me that there's like foul play going on in any sport and you in baseball, I could definitely believe it's possible. And in soccer, I mean, we've had so many instances of match fixing, referee buying. Financial fair play is such a joke.
Yeah, I was about to say like the what you call it?
Oh,
the documentaries.
Bad Sport, the one that they did on Juventus. Yeah. Like we know that there's shady stuff going. Dude, Liga MX for the longest was shady.
Oh yeah, it was super shady. Everything was leading towards America.
They get relegated. If Chivas gets relegated, all they do is just buy a club, so then they just stay. So they stay in Liga MX.
Yeah,
they do it all the time, dude. It's not shocking. It's not shocking remotely. But anyways, kind of going back to this stuff. But the referees is just going to be that other thing that MLS needs to improve to make the quality better. Because once again, we've seen America try to do this, bring in a very high profile player over to the States. We saw them do it with Pelé. It didn't really stick. Beckham, kind of, but not really. And now you have Messi, which seems more like a surefire thing, but I'm sure that they felt the same way about Pelé and Beckham. So, I mean, like, you don't know until, like, when Messi finally leaves, and then we'll see who stays around. It's kind of the argument that I have. But obviously it starts with making sure that the quality of the matches are enough to entice people that don't necessarily watch MLS. When you have terrible referees calling, where it looks like you can probably have Sunday League guys come in and do a better job, it's kind of hard to really be like saying that this is a serious league. So until MLS can improve that and maybe make a playoff system that someone makes that makes you not think too hard, I think that it's gonna take a while before we see that. But yeah, so that's my overreaction. Anything you wanted to say about my overreaction, Edward?
Nope. I mean, you're pretty much right on it.
All right, going straight to headlines. And speaking of Inter Miami, Inter Miami. Well, I typed that one poorly. I put Inter Milan. Inter Miami. It's been Inter Miami, Edward.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So Messi gets his guy. Luis Suarez is set to join Inter Miami for next season.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it really is. It's at this point, it's not Inter Miami anymore. It's Inter Barcelona. So it is a 1 year. It's a 1 year deal. But it's going to come with an option year. So I don't know if it's a club option or if it's a Suarez option. But essentially, after he completes his season, it might be a player option, I think. Luis Suarez can then choose to opt in for a second year. Or maybe he's done and he'll just like opt out and he doesn't, it's one of those things. So like, hey, you like the league? You want us to do 1 more year? Cool. Just to pick up your option. Or he could be a sleazebag and just opt out and say, pay me more, which that might could happen.
I mean, with the way that he is, I don't think so.
I think Miami is like really bagging in on his loyalty to Messi, because if there's one thing I know for sure about Messi and Suarez is that there is a clear, like, Luis Suarez is like, what's the name of that dude from Fast and Furious, the one that was like Dom's best friend? What was his name? Leon? Is that one? Leon. That's what you?
The one that went to Brazil? Yeah,
that guy, Leon. Yeah, that's basically what Luis Suarez is. Like, that's essentially what the relationship. I might Photoshop that. I might just Photoshop that. Put Messi head on Vin Diesel and Luis Suarez on Leon.
Damn.
But that's essentially what their dynamic is. Like, they're best buddies. They've gone, they're inseparable. Obviously, when things got really bad for Messi in Barcelona was essentially when they kicked out Luis Suarez, and then Messi got really sad. We've been hearing about how Suarez just wants to go to Miami. We actually thought last season he was going to go to Miami.
Yeah, we thought he was going to get let go from Gremio, right? That's where he's playing.
Yep. Which he ends up leaving Gremio. He still had, I think, 1 more year to play with Gremio. And he ends up leaving because he straight up just said, I am not able to keep up with the physical demands of South America, which seems kind of disrespectful to the MLS in a little bit. I just want to point that out. I can't handle the physical demands of the league in Brazil, but hey, MLS, sign me up. Not necessarily a vote of confidence about the quality of the league. At least I'll say that, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about that part. But yeah, so Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez, they reunite, which actually works out perfectly because I believe Joseph Martinez will not be back with.
I don't think he is part of the squad anymore. I think he for next season he won't be.
Yeah, he won't be with Inter Miami.
He won't be with Inter Miami.
Campana, I can't tell you what's gonna happen to him, but he's been kind of riding the bench for a while. So, and I mean, he's gonna have to give up that number 9. So yeah, there's that also.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're talking now of a team that has Messi on the wing. At least I think he's on the wing. I don't know. Messi plays wherever he wants to play, is what I feel like at this point.
Yeah.
But Messi, I think he plays in the midfield. I could be wrong on that one. But you're gonna have Suarez up front, Messi either kind of playing, I guess, a cam role or maybe on the wing. I don't know what's going on there. And then in that 6th spot, you got Sergio Busquets, who I honestly will tell you looked, as the season continued with them in the MLS season, he was definitely getting tired. He was not the same guy in Leagues Cup. And then Jordi Alba over there at fullback. So, and who's to say who else they end up bringing over to Miami? Especially now that I believe MLS will be adding that 4th designated player spot. But I'm not entirely sure how the contracts look for Alba and Sergio Busquets. I think they're like at least somewhat friendlier contracts that it doesn't hurt the cap. But but I think with adding Messi, adding a player like Luis Suarez, who I might say might be cap space friendly, just because of like I'm sure the value of Luis Suarez isn't what it used to be. It's gonna be a pretty old team. I will say that, but with the guys like Cremonenchi and with all the young players that are coming out of Inter Miami, this kind of like a mini Barcelona in some sense. Just that your senior players are very senior, and but hey, that might be enough for the MLS. So, but I mean, you could kind of tell there was a little bit of a fatigue with Messi kind of going into that MLS season. Obviously the injury didn't help his cause either, but you can kind of see Messi kind of getting exhausted. So, if you add in Luis Suarez, that's more firepower to the team. But Edward I feel like more and more each day, you just kind of want to become an Inter Miami fan. So how do you feel? How do you feel about now the addition of Luis Suarez?
I mean,
that's possible Luis Suarez. That's not official yet.
Yeah, I know, but that's pretty raw, bro. Like, I mean, it's kind of like saying,
next year Neymar comes in.
No, like Neymar, like, dude, you could even be like, oh,
Neymar just became cheaper. You tore his ACL.
I mean, no, but it's not even that. Like, what you call it? It's like saying, like you were saying earlier, like Lewandowski coming to the MLS. Like it's kind of like that kind of vibe. Like it's a player coming from a great club, and Luis Suarez has legacy. Like, he has his championships, he has his pichichis. Like, he is a, how do I put this? He is still one of the deadliest strikers in the leagues. Still, I consider him, like, in Liverpool and Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, dude. Like, I mean, those are big teams he played for. It's not just a small team.
Mm-hmm.
And then right now, like with Gremio, I mean, Gremio's not like a rundown team either. I mean, they've been established. Yes, it's not nowhere in the Champions League kind of team, but I mean, he's still up there in my book. I think he could still hold it down if he went to like the Italian league or something.
Mm-hmm.
But him going to the MLS, I mean, like you said, not trying to tone down like the quality of the league, but I think it's a lot less physical than being in Gremio or being in Europe. It's a lot bit less physically strained.
I agree to that notion. I mean, South America is very physical over there, but I think with the direction that the MLS has gone, where you could kind of starting to see, there's definitely a profile that they're going after, especially in the academies. If anyone's been noticing, it's basically like an athletic freak. Maybe not so much on the physical side of things, but fast, shifty. Kind of basically, there's like, let me go get this track star, and I can teach him how to play soccer. Is basically what the MLS has been doing. At least that's what that's their mold, basically.
That's the mold.
Which kind of sucks because obviously then you're not going after technical players. But hey, that's another day. That's another topic for another day.
Subject for another day.
Yeah, but no, I think Luis Suarez is one. The chemistry is going to be out of this world. You already have Tata Martino as a manager, and I've already spoken highly enough about Tata. You got the right manager for. I don't know if Tata was there with Luis Suarez. I don't think he was. I could be wrong on that, but still, I mean, once again, a guy that is very familiar with the guys on the team, like just point blank.
Yeah.
Just there's that familiarity, and that's all you really need. That's the important part of it all. And yeah, I think that this is it's just another thing to be excited about for the MLS when you're adding a guy like Luis Suarez, high profile player, and I'm sure Uruguayans are going to be excited to see one of their. And I can't really tell you about like greatest Uruguayan of all time, but I definitely would say maybe Luis Suarez is up there.
He's up there. I mean, he's up there with Diego Forlan. Yeah, I mean, he may not be the number 10, but he's a hell of a striker, man.
Yeah, so I agree with that one. All right, the next topic is Luis Diaz. So if you guys haven't been following with Luis Diaz is a Colombian player who does play for Liverpool. He's a very talented player. Unfortunately, he had to deal with some very stressful time, which is that his parents were kidnapped by the National Liberation Army, also known as the ELN. I'm assuming that acronym is in Spanish, because the National Liberation Army does not fit with that acronym. But I'm just gonna assume that that's supposed to be in Spanish.
Ejército Nacional de Liberación or something like that.
Yeah, probably that's exactly what it is. But anyways, so his parents were kidnapped. His mother, Silenes Marulanda, she was actually released immediately after the kidnapping. So that seems a little bit bizarre, but okay. And unfortunately, as far as I know, I don't know if there's been any updates with it, but these guys did do not necessarily a press conference, but kind of just some guy just went and shouted out to the public that his father, Luis Manuel, was going to be freed as soon as possible. Like I said, I haven't necessarily found any updates where he is freed, but still, with that being going on, I'm sure that the last thing Luis Diaz was thinking about was playing. So which kind of one of the things that goes back to like why I have so much respect for Jurgen Klopp was he let him do his thing. He said, "Hey, if you want to sit out, you can sit out." Once again, there is things that are more important than just a game. And so he was offered, I believe, about 2 matches. But there was always everyone showing love and support to him. The Colombian national women's team, they had during the national anthem, they had his jersey out in support for him. Same thing with Liverpool players. They somehow found a way to troll Manchester United, even though once again, obviously the situation is a situation. But Anthony, in his undershirt, he actually had a shirt that he basically wrote on it to show solidarity for Luis Diaz. And obviously someone made a meme saying like he knew he wasn't going to score a goal, so he just decided to show the shirt in kickoff. But yeah, so everybody's been kind of showing moral support to Luis Diaz. He did end up finally playing. He played in this past weekend against Luton Town. I believe he actually scored a goal as well. So once again, his dad's supposed to be freed. Soon. I don't know if he has already. Maybe by the time this episode drops, he finally has been freed. But yeah, I think as a player, this has to be like super stressful. I mean, not even as a player.
Just as a person, bro, like anything, even if you're at work, like a regular 9-to-5 job, or even at home, working from home, like I'm pretty sure you still be stressed the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
having to know that you can't just FaceTime your dad from far away. And apparently, Luis Diaz was thinking of going back to Colombia, but he was advised not to because of safety concerns, And I mean, I would have advised him the same exact thing, like, don't go, bro, because this is they kidnap your parents, and you might be next, and it's everything's just getting crazy, for him.
Yeah.
But apparently, in his showing, for Liverpool, I think the last two games he ended up being off. I think they like Klopp basically, like you said, told them, hey, these last two games, take them off. And I think he requested to go back in this upcoming game. And did you see what it said on his shirt?
Yeah, libertad para papá.
Yeah. So for everybody who doesn't know what it means, it's liberty for father, liberty for my dad. So more than likely it's like him trying to send the kidnappers a message in his way,
Yeah.
So I mean,
and
it's
update. They still haven't freed his father.
They haven't freed his father, or I don't think they've even reached out.
No, they made they spoke out, the ELN. They did speak out. They're like, yeah, we're gonna they said we're gonna free him as soon as possible, and that was on that was a while back. So.
The thing is, like, so not trying to get all political here, but it's like you think he may have some ties to certain people that are politically against the ELN? Is that
ELN
or ENL?
ELN
ELN?
ELN.
Do you think that his dad might have ties to maybe politically adversaries of that place?
I mean, there wasn't really much.
I mean,
there wasn't really much about his family that I could like find and do research on. I think it's just probably one of those things where, obviously he's a high profile player. I think probably right now he's like the best player for Colombia. Don't get assaulted if you guys disagree. But I think as of right now he's probably one of the top players in Colombia.
He's basically how Cuadrado used to be.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I think obviously with his celebrity status, and because once again, I don't think that there's, maybe it's just to get the attention of the government, because clearly, like, they're I don't think they're planning on killing the man, because I mean, if that was the case, they would have just kept the bomb the same duration, because they let her go instantly. Like, I mean, practically the same day they let her go. So yeah. I don't think that. I think they're just using they're using Luis Diaz as celebrity
to get some credibility on their side,
to get what they want, whatever it is that they want. And I think maybe the fact that they're kind of holding off, even though they did say they were going to free him soon, is probably because of the fact that Colombia is kind of starting to think about taking military action if they don't let go, free his father. Which maybe now is like, okay, you guys want to be hostile with us? We're just trying, whatever the objective is, because once again, the objective isn't clear, which kind of sums up Colombian,
everything that goes on in Colombia right now.
Yeah, that's as Colombia as it gets. But so it's like one of those things that it's like I'm not entirely sure what the end goal is. Because I mean, this organization has been around for years, even going back to like way before back, Pablo Escobar. So it's one of those things that's like the intention is like not known, but I'm assuming if I'm right here is taking advantage of what of a celebrity status. I'm sure if they were able to get Shakira's parents, they would have done that too. So I mean, like, it's like it just depends. But I think looking at it, I don't think that there's any malicious anything malice behind it. But obviously, kidnapping is still kidnapping. I don't think that the end goal is going to be that they kill this man. I just think that they want to get the attention. They want some sort of form of attention and get something out of this. And I mean, unfortunately though, it's all off of the expense of Luis Diaz, which I'm sure, like, now with this happening, hopefully if his father does get freed, I'm sure his goal is going to be to bring his parents to Liverpool to basically get his family out of Colombia. Because
the thing is, are they able to travel outside from Colombia to? Maybe they might be able to, now that the things that happen. They may be able to seek sanctuary in England.
No, I think that and just Liverpool. Yeah, I think probably there's a way, but I'm sure like Liverpool and England will do whatever they need to do to make Luis Diaz feel secured. I don't know if that's the word.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for, but I think that it works. So I mean, but obviously that's like down the road. That's speculation. But but obviously the reality is, his dad's still kidnapped. We know who has it, who has him. And so I think hopefully in time, Luis Diaz will be able to hear from his dad again. Once again, I don't think they're gonna kill the man. But obviously it's also Colombia, so you really don't know. But I understand if you guys think I'm kind of sounding sarcastic when I'm talking about this, but trust me, this is just my natural voice. Like there's nothing I can do about fixing the way I talk. I've tried so hard. But I am very generally concerned about what's going on over here for Luis Diaz. But obviously, hopefully, like I said, I hope that his father gets freed, and they can move on from it.
Yeah, I hope for that too.
But yeah, so we're there with you, Luis Diaz. I can't score goals, so I can't show show off a shirt in support for you. But you do have my support. But all right. So the 2023 Ballon d'Or is done. It's been announced. We know who the winner is. I mean, if you're living under a rock, you definitely should know who it is, and that is, of course, we'll get there when we get there. So we'll go down because there's other awards besides the Ballon d'Or that gets awarded in this ceremony, and we're gonna go all the way down till we get to the winner, which obviously we all know who it is. The 2023 Women's Club of the Year goes to FC Barcelona. I think they won the Champions League this year. The past
season?
They
won the women's Champions League.
They were OP last year. I think they may have. Either they win undefeated or they had like 1 or 2 losses. But I mean, they were slapping everybody around. I remember I remember seeing the score lines when they played against Real Madrid, and it was just like as if they were playing on easy mode on
FIFA,
on amateur on FIFA. I was like, good God. So, but yeah, and obviously majority of the players that are on that Barcelona team are also from the great representatives of the Brazilian of the Spanish national team. So
and then most of those I think a lot of those players, they went to represent, like you said, the women's Spanish team, I believe, for the World Cup. So I mean, it's understandable. I think even the one that got the most goals was from that club.
Yep. So wait, no. Wait, are you talking about Olga Carmona?
Yeah.
No, she plays for Real Madrid.
Oh, she plays for Real Madrid?
Yeah. Suck it.
It's just like, suck it.
Fuck you. So for the men's side, the club of the year for 2023 is, of course, Manchester City. I mean, they won a treble. Yeah. What else do you need to know as to why they got selected?
Yeah, they're OP.
Yeah.
OP.
Mm-hmm. Wait, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm saying they're just OP. I mean, they're the cheat code in FIFA.
if you play with, I'm just gonna say this in EA Sports FC, if you play with Manchester City, I'm going to immediately say fuck you. That's like playing with Golden State Warriors in NBA 2K. That's like playing with the Kansas City Chiefs in Madden. That's like, I don't know anything about hockey, so I can't really tell you who's like the team to use in NHL. But
Vancouver.
No, I don't think I definitely not that. No, I think they're actually bad. Shout out to 1420 podcast. I think they shit on Vancouver a lot, so that's the only way I know. I'm trying to if for the Formula One video game, I don't think anybody really plays that game. But if you play the Formula One game, I'm assuming Hamilton. If you use Red Bull and use Max Verstappen, fuck you. Especially because I just can't stand Max Verstappen now, who won another Grand Prix. So he's a great racer. I'm not saying that he's not, but it's just like it gets annoying. Also, it's just because I'm loyal to Checo. But yeah. So yeah, Manchester City Club of the Year. The Socrates Award for Humanitarian goes to Vinicius Jr. of Real Madrid. I believe his foundation is supplying like the essentials for like technology and anything that children need to get their education over in Brazil. Kind of not like what Sadio Mane does, which Sadio Mane, obviously, if you guys know, uses majority of his money to build schools and hospitals over in Senegal. But
yeah,
still, I mean, we all can't be Sadio Mane, but definitely, Vinicius, what he's able to do, which I mean, Sadio Mane was the one that won the previous year. So, but Vinicius Jr., what he's doing to go, to give back to his community in Brazil, definitely gives him worthy of the Socrates Award. Award, the Gerd Muller Trophy, which is the award given to the highest scoring player, is Erling Haaland. It was a weird. I was trying to get the description of the award. I saw highest scorer, but then I also saw best striker. So which is it?
So I mean, either or. I'm pretty sure there was no wrong there.
Yeah. So, but highest scorer does go to Erling Haaland of Manchester City.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, he had an amazing season at Manchester City. The Copa Trophy, which is the best player under the age of 21, went to Jude Bellingham. And this is where I'm going to make a little complaint here.
Oh.
Not that Jude, because Jude's my guy. Jude Bellingham, as I call him. They originally labeled him as a Real Madrid player, but obviously we're talking... Because remember, the Ballon d'Or is no longer going off of the year. They're going off of the season. So I'm assuming that they're judging everything off of last season. So, and Jude Bellingham wasn't playing for Real Madrid last season. He was playing for Borussia Dortmund. So, in my eyes, he's being awarded as a Borussia Dortmund player. Y'all can call me crazy if you want, but and this is a guy that I'm getting spoiled every single day now as a Real Madrid fan. But I think it's fair. I think it's fair to say that he got the award as a Borussia Dortmund player, and I don't think Edward would disagree with me with that because obviously Edward likes Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
So that's my little complaint. After that I'm done. But the Copa Trophy, obviously, best player under the age of 21 goes to Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, because I think last year Gavi got it or Pedri.
One of them.
I think it was Pedri.
He got that dog. Both of them got that dog, They both had instances where they got phone numbers.
Oh man, yeah.
Devious dogs.
They're dogs on and off the field.
I'm forever loving that. I just the best one was Gavi, just because Gavi didn't realize what it was until he saw it. He's like, oh, and then he just like gleefully put it in his pocket, which I was surprised that people still do that these days. Is give them a piece of paper with their phone number. I didn't think that was a thing. Still, but all right. The 2023 Yashin Trophy, which is the award for the best goalkeeper, goes to Emiliano Martinez of Aston Villa.
Oh man,
He got booed, by the way, when he got the award.
he got booed.
He got booed. Which,
Oh
I mean, to be
wow.
fair, this is a French award ceremony. Because he's definitely not getting this award for his performance at Aston Villa.
No,
he was the best
no,
goalkeeper. He was the best
it was.
goalkeeper in the World Cup. So,
I
it,
mean, dude, it was pretty bad. Like the thing is, what I saw is like there was a bunch of memes talking about like, yeah, this is the best goalkeeper in the world. Supposedly, this is the one you guys voted for. All this other stuff,
yeah,
and apparently they showed a blunder that happened like
this
that
past
weekend.
weekend,
Or
this past weekend,
yeah,
he
so I
literally
was
just
like,
saw the ball
bruh.
go right into the back of the no, well, not even go to the back of the net. It hit the top of the bar, and then it like when the way it went into hit the top bar, it actually it hit the top bar, but it also slid onto the net. I could be wrong on this. I might be over exaggerating at this point, but it was a goal, and so yeah, it was not a good look for him. Um, but Aston Villa is actually looking pretty good this year. Um, yeah, but obviously, and this is where me and Edward have talked about this when it came to this award ceremony. We didn't talk about these awards, but we talked about how the Ballon d'Or with the World Cup being a big factor for some of these awards being decided.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously this is judging off of his performance in the World Cup because I think there's other goalkeepers that you could be talking about. And I mean, even when we recap the seasons with Kelsey, we mentioned the goalkeepers that won the clean sheet award, that led the league in clean sheets, and Emiliano Martinez was not named. I mean, would you throw Ter Stegen into that argument? No, you probably don't want to see Germany. Well, was Ter Stegen starting or was Neuer starting?
I think Manuel Neuer.
Okay, so you can't blame Germany on him.
Yeah.
But yeah. But I mean, because Ter Stegen, he was the best goalkeeper in La Liga, last year. So this is definitely one of those awards. This time, Martinez definitely won it specifically for his performance in the World Cup because Aston Villa wasn't necessarily a world beater last year. But this is kind of like that argument is like, when do you use the World Cup to kind of edge out a player over somebody? And maybe for this case, you probably can't use the World Cup to have him edge out over somebody because I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't think what he did in Aston Villa. While I rate Emi Martinez very highly, maybe a little too high for some people. But that's just because the guy's become a meme and it's hilarious and I love him. But yeah, I don't think he should be getting this award. Like, I really don't. I'm surprised he didn't dry hump it. That's progress. Progress on that part. He learned there's a time and place for everything. There's a time and place for everything to hump a trophy. So that's progress right there. I mean, that's great for him. I still can't believe that guy did that. right in front of the people of Qatar. That was
That's what I'm
best
saying.
image ever.
That's what I'm
Best
saying.
image ever. I think that's up there for number one image right now of all time for me. It might. Well, no, because this isn't. It actually maybe a moment. Yeah, because so I just started watching that show, Special Forces. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Special Forces essentially is this reality show on Fox where celebrities try to see if they can handle special forces training, which just sounds like a terrible idea. It's like not even this. I don't know who proposed this idea, but this is just like the worst idea possible. But in this new season, they're featuring Black China. And there's a clip, but she's like, I don't want people to think of me as Black China. I want them to know me as Angela White. And then I started thinking for a second, I was like, I don't think you even want people to think of you as Angela White. Because if you guys know a certain region of the internet, there is somebody with a name called Angela White. And let's just say I don't think if you go into a Google search right now, I don't think Black China pops up when you put Angela White. Is all I'm just gonna leave it like that. But I thought that was kind of funny. Sensing the quietness from Edward, I'm assuming that he has no idea what I'm talking about.
Nope, not a clue.
Yeah, let's just keep it that way. But yeah, that's like probably up there, but still, Emi Martinez dry humping a trophy is still always going to be my favorite thing ever. But anyways, continuing on, the 2023 Ballon d'Or Feminine, which is the award for best women's player, went to Aitana Bonmati of FC Barcelona. So there you go, Edward. Barcelona got represented.
Yay!
Which, I mean, I think she not only was she crucial for Barcelona's run, but she was also crucial for Spain's run for the World Cup, which obviously they won. If you guys didn't know, Spain won the World Cup. And if you guys forgot, because I know when you Google search women's Spanish soccer team, you probably don't get women's World Cup victory. Something happened in the World Cup along with that, but let's just move on from that one. Yeah, so that definitely overshadowed what Spain accomplished. But yeah, so Aitana Bonmati was the winner for the Ballon d'Or, the Feminine. Anything to say there, Edward?
No, just like I said, like Hector said.
I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot that they won the World Cup. They got completely overshadowed from that whole scandal.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. I was like, we haven't even. I mean, to be fair, like I haven't kept up with it. You know what I mean? Like now, I'm probably gonna have to try to see what happened. Just making sure. Just making sure.
Everyone's gonna have to add that plus figuring out who the hell Angela White is.
Oh man.
All right, and of course, the 2023 Ballon d'Or winner is for the 8th time Lionel Messi of PSG, which is now my other complaint because they put Inter Miami, and oh my god, did the tinfoil hats come out on this one? So obviously you have a player that is like hosting the whole thing, and the former player that they had to announce the award was David Beckham.
That's a gimme, honestly, at that point.
So, boy, did the tinfoil hats come out.
I mean, I was about to say, I was like, hey man, you don't know, like maybe he pulled off, what was that movie where he read like he saw the name of who won the award, but he just said some. Oh, what was it? No,
what
it was
is this?
Joey,
King of the Hill?
Joey. No, it was
King
Joey.
of the Hill,
Remember?
where everyone's like, let's just pick Hank or the white guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
The 9 Rivers Country Club.
Right?
Was it 9 Rivers or 4 Rivers?
I don't know.
It was just Chang Wasana-san.
Chang Wasana-san.
That was such a racist character.
No, Ted Wasana-san. Ted was a dad.
Ted was the dad.
Info.
Hey, your wife is super hot.
Oh man.
How is that like your way to get on his good side? Is to...
I don't even know. I don't even know.
I gotta watch. Okay, I'm rewatching King of the Hill. That settles it for me. Great, one of the best shows ever. But yeah, Lionel Messi won the Ballon d'Or, which, if you guys remember, when me and Edward we made our predictions for who was going to win the Ballon d'Or, Edward did pick Messi. He said it was written in the sand, literally, because it was in Qatar.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't start that.
But I also featured Messi on it, even though I felt personally that there was another player that was worthy of being up, despite not being in the World Cup, was worthy as well of being in there. But I will say, 2 guys that me and I were both featured in our own respective lists did make it into the top 3, because in second place was Erling Haaland, who was my winner. And then Edward had Kylian Mbappe.
Yep.
On his list. So we both had 2 players at least, because we both had Lionel Messi on our top 3, and then I had Erling Haaland, Edward had Kylian Mbappe on their list. But obviously, when they announced Messi with winning the Ballon d'Or, they said Inter Miami, and let's be honest, you guys were not looking at his stats from his time at Inter Miami whatsoever.
Everybody was looking. Everybody was looking at the World Cup. Everybody.
Yeah. So everyone was trying to say this is bollocks that Haaland had the better season than Messi, and then people made the argument, well, Haaland didn't show up in the final, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So just so we can finally get the people to take off their tinfoil hats, we'll look at the performances with their respective teams. So we'll start with Mbappe, who obviously was in the World Cup, and with PSG. With PSG, he had a total of 43 appearances, scored 41 goals and 10 assists. So giving him a total of 51 scoring contributions for PSG. And in the World Cup, he appeared in all 7 matches of, obviously, because he played 7 games in the World Cup because he made it to the final, and had a total of 8 goals and 2 assists, which gave him 10 goal contributions, giving him not only the leading goal scorer for Ligue 1, but also for the 2022 World Cup. So he was the leading goal scorer for that. And, of course, his only accolade was winning the Ligue 1 trophy.
Yep.
I'm just going to say, PSG is what hurt Mbappe. If Mbappe, I think with these stats, I think if he's able to do this like in the Premier League or in La Liga, I think he would have been able to jump over Messi. Maybe. Don't quote on me on that one. But I do feel that if he's in a better league, he would definitely and playing at that level. I think for sure. Because that's almost a goal a game. 43 appearances at PSG and 41 goals.
Yeah.
That's a goal a game. That's almost a goal a game. So I would just say that. That's why he finished third. Second place, Erling Haaland. His stats at Manchester City. 53 appearances, 52 goals, and 9 assists in all competitions. He was the leading goal scorer in the English Premier League, and he was the leading goal scorer in the Champions League. And his trophies, of course, is a Champions League, the English Premier League, and the FA Cup, because he was part of a treble. I said it already in the episode where we were talking about like who's our top 5 and all that. So Edward can tell you, like I was kind of pushing for Haaland because I felt despite him not being in the World Cup, and I think literally the reason why he's not winning the Ballon d'Or is because he wasn't in the World Cup. But if it wasn't for that fact, I think if you put his stats with Messi's stats, I think he outright wins it. But the World Cup was the factor.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But that's exactly what I was telling you. I was like, for Messi, they looked at the World Cup stats. Yeah, he contributed. He contributed in PSG, but he wasn't like the max goal scorer. But he made some key plays. That's really it. It wasn't too much of a that he did, And this is me. Me. I'm a Messi fan, but seeing as he won the Ballon d'Or, they mostly did like check that he finally won the World Cup, cementing himself as the GOAT, as they want to say.
Yeah. So let's look at Messi. So
it's like more limelight for him, like.
Yeah.
So
looking at his stats from PSG, which I will tell you, PSG, this was definitely his better season with PSG. But obviously, when you have a season that he had his first year at PSG, anything would be better. But he had 41 appearances. He scored 21 goals and 20 assists. So he basically had a goal contribution every game at PSG.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it in that sense. In the World Cup, he had 7 appearances, 7 goals, and 3 assists. He was. Oh, okay. So, and then obviously the trophies that he won he won the Ligue 1 championship. He won the French Super Cup. I was so confused as to how Messi got the French Super Cup and Mbappe didn't. But when I looked at it, Mbappe was just not a player. He was not featured on that roster. So I guess that's when you don't count, trophies don't count for people. Fair point though. And of course the World Cup. Now, I didn't want to count the Inter Miami stats, but let's just go ahead and do it But at Inter Miami, he had 14 appearances, scored 11 goals and 5 assists. So essentially, he averaged a goal contribution every single game that he played for Inter Miami, and he was the leading goal scorer in the Leagues Cup, and of course, he won the Leagues Cup. Once again, I don't think Inter Miami has any effect to what he did, why he won the Ballon d'Or, his 8th Ballon d'Or. But I think strictly it's because of the World Cup. I don't think what he did at PSG was significant enough. If we took away the World Cup and we just looked at his PSG performance, way he performed at PSG, Haaland passes him clear. Shoot, Mbappe passes him clear. Like, if we're just looking at PSG, because I mean, and at that point, I think you have to give it to Haaland. But I think the World Cup is such a big factor. Like, it's kind of unfortunate that Erling Haaland, even though a lot of people are saying that Erling Haaland was robbed, I don't think he was robbed. I think that the sole fact of the matter is Messi was deserved to win the Ballon d'Or. Like, it's unfortunate the World Cup had to be a factor. Like, it goes back to 2018. Luka Modric. I'm sure if you pulled away his performance from the World Cup, if you take that out, he wasn't going to win it. But because he was so important to Croatia for the World Cup in 2018, even though they didn't win the final, he
made it all the way out over there.
It was essentially his performance with Real Madrid was great, and what edged him over was his performance in the World Cup. Now, 2014, who won 2014? I mean, I know it's Germany. I know it's Germany, but Germany. I'm trying to remember who won the 2014 Ballon d'Or.
Cristiano Ronaldo, no?
Was it Ronaldo?
I believe so.
2014 World Cup. This is great podcasting, by the way. 2014
World Cup or Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or. It was Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Did he?
It was the year that Messi wasn't having like a great season at Barcelona, and then Real Madrid won the World Cup, or I'm sorry, the Liga, and I want to say they won the Champions League, and Ronaldo was like the max goal scorer that season.
Was this the year the C year?
The what?
Was this the year where he had a choo?
I think so.
Wow. But yeah, because Manuel Neuer. So Manuel Neuer, that was the guy that had like the significant World Cup appearance. That's once again, this goes back to goalkeepers are just never going to win the Ballon d'Or. And 2010, we know it's Messi. Messi won the Ballon d'Or in 2010. In 2010, obviously, that was where probably the one point where I think it was where Messi did rob a Ballon d'Or from somebody, because a lot of people, I would even argue that Andres Iniesta should have won the Ballon d'Or. Because you can throw all the Barcelona stuff with Andres Iniesta. I don't think that was the year that Messi went crazy in Barcelona. Like, I don't think that was the 91 goal year, the goal season. But even that, the dude, Andres Iniesta was a pivotal part of Spain's World Cup win.
Yeah,
he scored the game winner. So like 2010, I will say, is the only time I would. Look, I definitely calmed down over 2021. I think it was more so because I feel like Lewandowski was robbed of a Ballon d'Or the previous year. I still say he did have a good enough year to give him the 2021 Ballon d'Or. And it's also because Messi's season from that 2021 year was not good.
Yeah,
it was not as good as what we usually expect from Messi. That was kind of where we were like, man, is Messi bad now? It was kind of when we started going there, because I think that was when he just went to PSG, and so there was a lot of question marks behind that whole thing, and that was also when it was based on the year, so it wasn't based on the season; it was based off the year, but which, I mean, if you looked at that logic, still Messi did not have a great year, well, not as great of a year as Robert Lewandowski. So the two instances where I say that Messi probably shouldn't have won the Ballon d'Or is 2010 and 2021. He should have definitely won it this year. Like, it's not even. Like, to me, it's just not.
Because let's put it this way: if you were to put like Mbappe, and let's put France won the World Cup, they won the Champions League, they didn't win it. They won their league. Mbappe, of course, freaking shining out, and then Mbappe also freaking scoring 3 goals by himself on Argentina and the World Cup. So of course, I would have felt like Mbappe would have won the World Cup if he was in. Let's put it this way: if France won, at that point, it's like, oh yeah, we can't give the World Cup to Messi at this point. There's like no way.
No,
Or we
exactly.
can't give the Ballon d'Or to Messi at this point. Like, there's no way.
Exactly.
But the World Cup having sway this year, then yeah.
I will ask you this: like, looking at the way that obviously Messi won first, Haaland second, Mbappe third. If the fact that we're talking about how the World Cup is such a big factor, why isn't Mbappe not second?
That's one thing I don't know.
Because now this is where it confuses me, right? Because when it's
Well,
like,
I mean,
when does
let's
the
put it this way. So to me,
I'm personally not
Haaland,
offended by Haaland being second. I just want to point that out.
I'm not. No, I'm not. But what I want to say is, I feel that that Haaland's performance in the English Premier League outshines Mbappe's performance in Ligue 1.
Mm-hmm.
He got more goals, and I feel like even his playing style was better than, because Haaland, yes, he can be individualistic, but a lot of those goals, it's like powerhouse, physical. Like, he uses his speed, he uses his body, he can get behind the defenders. A lot of those aerial goals, power shot goals, Mbappe is like flair. They're nice. They look clean. Nice goals, nice runs, nice assists like that, where he takes on 1, 2, 3 defenders, and then he does that cut and then shoots it from outside or shoots it from like that weird angle where he just curls in. Awesome. Cool. It's just, I feel that Haaland's performances altogether was better than Mbappe's in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So even though Mbappe had a really good World Cup, I don't think that edged him over with the club performances. Because I feel like it's like you do have to think about it. Like PSG has like.
So just so I can just get a good understanding of what you're saying. Basically, even with the World Cup, Mbappe doesn't the World Cup doesn't help Mbappe push over Haaland.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Because I feel like
I agree. I agree 100%. I'm not saying, like, I'm not disagreeing with it. Obviously, this is just for the people that are gonna say that, oh, the World Cup is a factor to go into it, because obviously you it's a sandwich of World Cup guys, right? Because you have Messi, which, I mean, if you look at his stats at PSG, it's not even close to Mbappe.
Nope.
Like, if you look at PSG stats alone, just looking at the PSG stats alone for Messi and Mbappe, you would push Mbappe over Messi.
Yep.
Just looking at PSG. But obviously when and I mean, if we're just looking at strictly club stats, I would straight up say it's Haaland.
Yep. Exactly.
But the World Cup performance, because remember, Messi had a man of the match at each level of the World Cup. He had a man of the match in group stages,
the groups,
and each level of the knockout round.
Yep.
So, like, once again, impactful, significant performance for the World Cup. Like, if anything, the World Cup performance is so overpowering, and we're talking about 7 games, and the PSG stats kind of just teeter him over Haaland.
Yep. That's and the thing is, it's I guess it's not sad to say, but it's like it's I guess you could say through the season, because technically the season was over, but you're still playing.
Yeah, the World Cup was weird this year, obviously, because it was during the winter. And I think Erling Haaland did hurt and once again, it's not Haaland's fault. It's not Haaland's fault that he wasn't in the World. I mean, maybe you could say maybe it is his fault. But obviously qualifying for the World Cup, and a lot of people are like, oh, UEFA has so many teams that make it to the World Cup. Yeah, but there's also a lot of countries in UEFA.
Oh yeah,
like there's a lot of European countries. There's European countries that I didn't even know existed. And the only reason why I learned about these countries is because of, whenever we had to play FIFA, whenever every World Cup, back when FIFA actually gave a damn, they always had a game where you can do the whole qualification process. So, me and Edward being like the achievement.
I think the last one they did was FIFA 2010. No, 2014, I think.
No, wait, not
14 was the last one.
No, 2014 didn't have one. I think it was 2010.
Yeah, South Africa. Which one was South Africa?
So which one was it that had Pitbull? Right? Which one had that song with Pitbull?
Oh God, I don't know.
Oh no, it was Brazil. But I don't think Brazil was as good. No, because you couldn't do the qualification. You couldn't do qualification.
Which one was the one that we played on PS2? 2006, right?
2010. No.
PS2.
Oh, 2006.
Yeah, so 06, and then the 2010 was the next gen consoles.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it like I said, if you look at it that type of way, you'll see what we're talking about whenever we're talking about like, oh, like certain countries, like Hector said, we didn't even know about them until like we managed to play that FIFA World Cup where they actually brought all the countries into the game. And then the qualification process exactly for all those teams.
And UEFA is hard. When it comes, I think ranking the difficulty, the easiest was Asia.
Yeah,
I think Asia was the easiest, and then the hardest was UEFA. UEFA was super hard, and I think it was the reason why Asia was also easier was because a lot of teams were very lowly rated. And especially if you're using like a team like Japan or you're using South Korea, those
are the OP teams in Asia.
In Asia, so and then this is before where Australia was still actually Oceania might be the easier one, but if we're going to using that context, Oceania is probably the easiest one if that's the case.
I mean, Australia was always rated.
It was just Australia.
They were rated like 4.
Yeah, which there's a reason why then Australia chose to move to the Asian Confederation. But yeah, but once again, like UEFA's qualification process for the World Cup is like super hard, and you're gonna miss teams. Teams are gonna miss out. Like in 2022, we didn't see Italy again. We didn't see who else didn't make it?
I mean, this year, if you think about it,
the big one we didn't. The big one was
the big one was Chile. Italy. But I was like, this year we didn't see Chile in CONMEBOL.
Yeah, but obviously when we're just talking about Europe, I think it just might have been Italy, and Italy got screwed because they had to go up against Portugal.
Yeah,
in a one-off game. So like it just happens like that. Like, you got to win. Either you win your group or you have to win those survival matches. Wales made it off off their chinny chin chins. So
yeah, they did.
So like, we didn't even know Wales was gonna be in the World Cup yet. We already did the groups. We already announced the groups before even Wales even qualified. So like, yeah, UEFA is very difficult. That's all I have to say. But once again, it's not Holland's fault. Like the qualification process is very difficult, and then Norway is still very young. Maybe come next World Cup when you're having a prime Erling Haaland, a prime Martin Odegaard, when you have a prime. I'm like losing blanks on all these Norwegian players. Everyone keeps talking about young Norwegian players, but like once these young Norwegian players get into their prime years, we might see them in the World Cup. Especially if Haaland is like, we're talking about peak Erling Haaland. Like this dude is gonna be, at this point, he's the Terminator. So like,
as long as he doesn't get like a injury that doesn't destroys his season. like he like basically there's hope, and I'm really hoping he doesn't get like those Ronaldo Pato injuries, you know.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree to that. But yeah, so like as far as to the people that feel like Erling Haaland was deprived of his first Ballon d'Or, as much as I really wanted maybe that Haaland had a shot, I thought Haaland could. I mean, clearly, Haaland without a World Cup was still able to be better than most of the nominees.
Yep.
He was literally one player shy from winning it, despite not being in the World Cup. And you know he finished. You know he passed the guy that scored a hat trick in the World Cup final. So like, I think I took two things away. One, Messi is just, it's going to be so hard for someone to go up to be at Messi's level with the Ballon d'Ors. And also, like, this was my closing thoughts last episode, which is you're talking about an award that's opinion based. Like, at the end of the day, this is an opinion based award. Some people may say it's a popularity contest. Some people just, at the end of the day, you're having these writers, these French writers, I don't know who gets a vote for Ballon d'Or, but when you have something that's opinion based, it's not always going to be wildly accepted because we're talking about opinions. Like, I'm sure Edward, if you were to ask young Edward who's the best soccer player in the world is, he wasn't going to tell you Messi. He was going to say Ronaldinho.
Yep.
And then I'm sure Edward now is going to tell him you're an idiot, and now he's going to say it's Messi.
And be like now, yeah.
Same thing with me. If you ask a young Hector like who's the best player in the world, I would have told you Ronaldo, not CR7, El Fenomeno. You know, because me and Edward, like I said, Edward was all about Ronaldinho. I was all about Ronaldo. If you ask me now, it's Emiliano Martinez.
Oh man.
No, in all seriousness, it's Messi. But it's just there's just no, and it's maybe more so the fact that like this period of Messi and Ronaldo, which is crazy to think, since this era has happened, Edward.
Mm-hmm.
I can only recount two guys that have won the Ballon d'Or in this period, and that's Luka Modric and Karim Benzema. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but those are the only two guys that were not named Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi that have won the Ballon d'Or in this time span.
In this time span, let me see.
Because 2014 was Ronaldo's third Ballon d'Or. That's crazy. And that guy's only got what, like 5?
Yeah. Let me see.
Because obviously 2022 was Karim Benzema, and then 2018 was Luka Modric. So because what, 2023 Messi, 2022 Benzema, 2021 Messi. Nobody won in 2020. We could just say Robert Lewandowski. 2019 was that Ronaldo?
I'm trying to see.
Was 2019 Ronaldo or was that Messi?
2019, Messi.
Okay, 2018 Luka Modric. 2017, I would say it's probably Ronaldo.
Yeah.
2016, right? Or
2016 Ronaldo.
2015.
2014
Is that Messi?
Ronaldo.
2015 was Ronaldo?
Messi. Yeah.
Oh wow. 2014 was Messi. 2013 was that Messi again?
Yep.
2012, I'm assuming that's Messi.
Yeah. The last person who won it that wasn't Messi, that was like right before, I think 2008. It was in 2007. It was Kaká. Yeah.
All right, and
then 06
2007
Cannavaro.
Well, yeah, because he won the World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
07.
then
07, was that
Ronaldinho
Ronaldo?
in 05. 07? No.
Who won 07?
Uh,
Was that Messi?
no. Let's see. No, 07 was Kaká.
07 was Kaká. Who was 08 then?
Oh, wait. Cristiano Ronaldo when he was in Man U.
So this goes okay. So then 09 was Messi, right?
And 09. 09 was Messi. Yeah.
So starting from 08 till now, good God.
That's over 10 years, dude.
Bro, I was a freaking no wait, because they usually do it. What's it, November? They always do the award show in November. 08. I was a freaking no. I was a no. Yeah, I was a no. Yeah, I was a sophomore in high school. Since I was a sophomore in high school, that's been the Messi Ronaldo parade of the Ballon d'Or. That's
ridiculous.
fuck, man. That just makes me feel old.
What?
Yeah, man. Like their Ballon d'Or periods. That doesn't make you feel old.
No.
You were out of high school.
Yep. That's not, to me, it's normal.
You're a whole adulthood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so going all the way back to 08, Ronaldo and Messi have been winning the Ballon d'Or, and since till now, there's only been two guys that have won the Ballon d'Or, not named Ronaldo or Messi, and luckily they're both Real Madrid players. But yeah, that has to be insane, and I think that this is now This is it. This is the last time we're gonna see Messi or Ronaldo win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Unless Messi somehow scores like 100 goals in the MLS. But
man,
like,
that's asking for a lot.
I mean, with all the games they play, it's probably possible. But
Yeah.
it might be possible. But yeah, so like, and I think that with Erling Haaland and Mbappe being the two that finished in the top three, I mean, I think that there's like, and then it's like, you and me keep talking about who's gonna be the next GOAT, like the next GOAT debate, right? At this point, I don't even think that it's gonna be like a two-man thing, because there is so many young players now. Like Jude Bellingham, now is being more interesting. Every young player that's getting shit out right now by Barcelona. What's that one kid? Hell, didn't they have a player just score like 2 goals right now?
Like, yeah,
2 goals in his debut.
Yeah, I was literally looking at the video.
Yeah, so like they have another kid that, like, those guys, freaking Rodrigo and Vinicius. Maybe not so much Rodrigo right now. It's making me feel bad as an adopted parent.
Oh man, this dude.
Saka. If Jadon Sancho can finally leave Manchester United, I'm sure he'll get back into debate. But like there's so many players right now that you can argue can have like an amazing season, right? Can have that year where they take the team to the Champions League, have their team have an historical treble, things like that. Like where I think we're gonna go back to having like different names pop up in the Ballon d'Or. That's just me. I don't know if you feel the same way, but I think that we're now past it's only been a two horse race.
Yeah, I mean, it's been like that for a while.
Yeah, and like, I mean, as much as you and me have been talking about, like, is it going to be Mbappe and Haaland? I think it's not going to be Mbappe and Haaland. Hell, look at the way Santiago Jimenez has been playing lately over at Feyenoord. Like, that dude's set for a big move too, I'm assuming. I mean, it looks like Real Madrid wants him. It looks like Tottenham wants him. I think Barcelona threw their name out on there as well. Like, shoot, what happens if Santiago Jimenez turns out to be like the next great Mexican? Maybe he surpasses Hugo Sanchez. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's so many young names and it's like they're only gonna get younger. Like it's getting crazy that like, and I'm sure there's gonna be another rising star in Borussia Dortmund that's gonna come out. Jamal Musiala, like that kid's gonna. I'm sure that kid's gonna be set for success pretty soon too. Like there's so many names that I just don't think that you can just pinpoint and say that yeah, this guy's gonna be the recurring name that we see in the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of contenders.
Which
There's a lot of contenders for these up and coming. Like nobody's outshining anybody right now at this point. The only ones that are literally sticking out a lot is because one, they managed to stick out early on, and so they managed to make their worth go up and up and up, which is where PSG ended up making Mbappe feel like he's worth basically I don't know how many millions, maybe close to a billion, and then um, you got Haaland, who got picked up by Man City, and right now his worth is it's through the roof right now. So it's just you like I said, you got all these other kids who are also in big clubs and stuff like that.
Phil Foden,
But
I forgot about Phil Foden.
we'll see. I said him, but
Okay,
I guess you were still going on your spiel.
yeah, but like as a fan of the game, like that's an exciting thing. Like it's
Yep.
not just the same names over and over again. It's gonna be different names. Which, I mean, as much as me and Edward both feel that we got spoiled by the Cristiano Ronaldo Messi era, it's also kind of like a great thing that it's finally coming to an end. Like I think we're not gonna see Messi up here for the Ballon d'Or anymore. I don't think we're gonna hear from Ronaldo anymore from the Ballon d'Or.
I don't think so either.
And so to me that's like a blessing, because now we're gonna really see who rises to the top. Like now we're like I think it's cool that that it's Haaland and Mbappe that would finish in the top three, like because and I mean the way things are looking for Jude Bellingham, we might see him come next year be featured in the top three. Winning it, maybe, but like definitely in the top three, as long as he keeps playing the way he's playing, obviously. But I mean, like, so that it's like the future is exciting for me. Like, I can't wait to see all the names. Hell, maybe one day we see Joe Bellingham. And so maybe one day we see Thiago Messi.
Yeah, maybe.
If Thiago Messi becomes a pro, that's when you and me are going to be very old.
Yeah,
we'll see Ronaldo Jr. before we see Thiago Messi.
I'm still waiting to see what's his name. Is it Brooklyn or Romeo that's playing in the EPL?
Beckham?
Yeah.
Romeo Beckham.
Yeah.
I don't know where I don't know if he's with the reserves of Brentford or because I don't think he's been playing. I could be wrong on that. It's not like my life revolves around the Beckhams by any means. But yeah, so that was the Ballon d'Or. I honestly have no complaints aside from maybe Emi Martinez shouldn't have been goalkeeper of the year. But aside from that, I mean, I think it was overall a pretty good list of winners.
Yep.
But all right, guys, we're going to take a break and then we're going to go into me and Edward doing an all-time U.S. men's national team lineup. So get ready for that. Hey guys, this is Hector from the InsertName FC podcast, here to tell you guys about Canada Dips. It is a great tasting, superior alternative to traditional dip using CBD in a way that is radical, enjoyable, and effective. It comes in 5 core flavors: wintergreen, mint, citrus, mango, and American spice. Canada Dip CBD is the new evolution in dip, allowing guys to enjoy great, long-lasting taste without the downsides. If you guys want to go ahead and try them out, use the code BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com. Once again, BellyUp20 at CanadaDipCBD.com, and you'll get yourself 20% off your purchase. Thank you again for Canada Dips for being a great partner of BellyUpSports. And we're back. All right, guys. Continuing on from Josie Altidor's statement of that the 2014 U.S. men's national team would beat the current U.S. men's national team. First of all, Edward, how do you feel about that comment? I don't disagree.
I'm just gonna plead the fifth. Don't wanna.
No, just say it.
I mean, I don't disagree.
Okay.
So
All right, then you're with me and Jose. Me and Jose both felt. Once again, 2014, they just had that dog in them.
yep.
So, and let's be honest, this current team is kind of soft. Yeah, it's just fair. They're not built for CONCACAF. 2014, that team was built for CONCACAF. That's as CONCACAF as you get. But all right. Obviously, if we're gonna do this all-time roster, man, we gotta have a formation, right? So me and Edward are both obviously fans of a particular formation, so I'm just gonna assume that we're gonna be using the 4-3-3. But obviously for that one, when we're talking about that midfield, Cam or CDM, or do you want to do one CDM, a center mid, and a Cam?
I think right now, how everything's set up, I think the Cam and the two CMs would work out.
Okay, so 4-3-3 with a Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine with me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and talk about. We're gonna start from the bottom all the way up, so we definitely get Edward's full attention. But goalkeeper, do we even have to debate on this one?
I was just gonna say Tim Howard.
Yeah, Tim Howard. That's not even an argument. Tim Howard is the goalkeeper. If you have an argument for not Tim Howard, then I don't want to meet you. So, but yeah, Tim Howard between the sticks. I don't disagree with it.
Somebody might say Casey Keller.
Who?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Someone's gonna say Brad Guzan. Brad Friedel.
That's who I was thinking of. Brad Friedel. Oh man.
Just don't look at his coaching career.
Tony Miloa.
Hey, that's a name. That's a name. Kicker for the New York Jets. The snooty New York Jets. All right. Defenders. All right, we'll start with left back. What's the left back that you're thinking of?
Shoot. Who would you think of?
I mean, there is it's like I'm conflicted here because I do like Jedi, but I don't think he's an all-time name. But there was a player that did convert to left back, and he was part of that 14 World Cup, and that is of course DeMarcus Beasley.
That's who I was thinking of him too. There you go.
Okay,
I was like, man, because I was gonna say DeMarcus Beasley because I wasn't sure if he was playing. I don't know why, but I kept thinking he was a center back.
He was a winger.
Yeah, he was a winger. He first started as a winger. I remember that,
and then converted to left back. So yeah, so I'm guessing no disagreement on that one. DeMarcus Beasley. All right. Center back 1.
I don't know if you would agree with me on this one. Onyewu?
That was the name I thought of.
Because I feel like we would have to have the dirty player, and to me, he was the dirty player.
He was as CONCACAF as you can get. I know who. I'll get this. I'll take care of the spelling later. But I know who it is. Do we feature Alexi Lawless? No. No, we're not.
There was another one that I was thinking of, but I don't remember his record. But Eddie Pope.
Oh, I like Eddie Pope. But I'm gonna throw one more name just to see.
Throw it in there.
Carlos Bocanegra.
Oh yeah. he was raw.
But Eddie Pope is like the standard for a center back. So I mean,
You were like, damn, I didn't know you were gonna go all the way back then.
yeah, I was like, fuck, that was a good one. That was a good name drop though. But I think we have to have Eddie Pope there. We have to have Eddie Pope there. The argument would be
Okay.
Uchi or Carlos Bocanegra now. I think that's gonna be the argument.
Onyewu or Bocanegra, you mean?
Yeah.
Because Onyewu was just bodying people.
Dog.
Bro.
Just dog.
He was Bocanegra was more.
He was
more versatile.
He was
He was a captain.
Yeah. I gotta go with the dog. I love Carlos Bocanegra. Bocanegra, honorable mention. There. He's on the bench. So
he was the U.S. men's national team's version of Puyol.
Yeah. He was. Right back.
Okay, I know you're gonna hate me for this one.
He Pierce.
No, God, no.
Friend of the podcast. He Pierce.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not.
Hey, if you unfriends us, I'm leaving you. All right.
That's honorable mention. Honorable.
If you, I was gonna say somebody really young, which is Sergino Dest.
Ooh.
I like Sergino Dest, but I'm also on the ledge with DeAndre Yedlin.
Ooh, okay. So that's who.
So
or Fabian Johnson.
Fabian Johnson. No. Man, I mean, he was good. He was good. It's just
he just
I
disappeared.
think I saw
like flat out just disappeared.
He just disappeared altogether.
Yeah, oh man, that's no. I gotta go with Sergino. I think Sergino is better than DeAndre Yedlin. Like they both do the same thing. If that makes any sense. But Sergino's better at it.
But I feel like DeAndre has that dog in him. Like he'll fight a ball. But Sergino, I feel like he has more speed.
He's definitely a defensive liability.
Yeah.
Like who's the bigger defensive liability? It's definitely between those two. I'd still probably side with Sergino. I think what he brings to the attack is like, and especially when you have like two dogs in the back line with Onyewu and Eddie Pope. I think we can live with Sergino going up in attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Sergino Dest. I like how like our whole back line was a bunch of experienced players, and then bam, Sergino.
Throwing a newbie. Hey man, that's how it starts, though.
Let me show you how it is, young blood. All right, let's get to the midfield. So, do you want to go with you want to talk about the cam first, or you want to talk about the center midfielders?
So center midfielders, I'm probably gonna go with one of yours. Kobe Jones.
Yep. I'm not gonna disagree.
He's not even gonna argue.
No,
he's like, oh, no.
Kobe Jones, that's my guy. Do we throw in Michael Bradley?
CM Michael Bradley or CDM Michael Bradley?
Ooh, wait, no. All right. Tell me if you disagree with this one. Jermaine Jones.
Oh no, man. No, he was good, man. He was good. I can't. And it'd be family with family right there in the middle.
I don't think they're related, but they do both. They're both Dread Gang. That's for sure. They both had the dreads. Do we do Jermaine Jones? Jermaine Jones was a dog. I will throw that as well.
Yeah, he was.
But what's another CM that you could think of? Because I mean, I don't think Weston McKennie or Yunus Musa. I don't think that they're just yet to be. We're talking about like all time guys. Because I'm trying to think of some midfields. I mean, Claudio Reyna.
I was about to say Claudio Reyna.
He was good. I think if you try to look past the whole blackmail in the U.S. Soccer Federation, he was captain of the 2002 team. Was it 2016? He was the captain of. But Kyle Beckerman.
Oh God, no. What about Frankie Kijuk?
He was pretty good. Wasn't he a fullback?
I think he was a midfield. Or Eddie Lewis. Oh God, you remember Clinton Mathis from Backyard Soccer?
Dude, he was so OP on Backyard Soccer. Not as OP as Kobe Jones. I feel like it
Stewart?
has to be Stuart Holden.
No, Ernie Stewart.
Oh, Ernie Stewart. Okay, now we're going to like periods where we weren't watching. We weren't really watching the U.S. team.
I remember them from freaking Backyard Soccer. That's fine.
You're just like Pablo Mastroeni. No, you know what? I feel like
Jermaine Jones.
Jermaine Jones. Yeah, I think it's Jermaine Jones. Shout out to him, by the way. I think he just recently got like a head coaching job.
Nice.
I can't tell you I can't for the life of me tell you the team, but I know he was announced as a head coach now. Number 10. I'll throw out Landon Donovan. I know he's more.
I was gonna say Clint Dempsey
as a 10.
Yeah, that dude is a dog.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Deuce.
Because then I was gonna say Landon Donovan. You could put him on the wing.
Okay.
On the right wing.
Okay. So, all right. Forwards, left wing. Are we not gonna throw Christian Pulisic there?
We gotta put Pulisic in there.
Okay. Yeah, I was about to say. All right. Yeah, Landon Donovan's got to be the right winger. I as much as I'm a Landon Donovan hater, I can't disagree with that. But someone's got to be the striker.
I'm torn between 3 people.
Is one of them Brian McBride?
It's a Brian Ching.
Oh, and how you had to say that name the day I'm wearing a Houston Dynamo jersey. Oh man, yeah, Brian Ching's definitely one. Okay, who's the other 2?
The other 2, Josie Altidore.
That's a good name.
And trying to think, who was the other striker? No, not him. No, not him.
I'm gonna stay strong, and I'm gonna say Brian McBride. He was a leading goal scorer. I believe he was the leading goal scorer before Donovan and Dempsey passed him. I could be wrong on that, but I know Brian McBride was definitely, for quite some time, was definitely the guy up top.
Yeah, true.
I do like Josie Altidore, and of course you just had to say Brian Ching, but I don't think Brian Ching was like as significant for the U.S. as Brian McBride was.
You could, yeah.
So I'm I'm not gonna lie, I'm not budging on Brian McBride.
Okay. And then yeah, just put Brian McBride.
All right, Brian McBride. So that is, I guess let's do a bench so we don't feel as bad. Carlos Bocanegra, right?
Yep.
Who else? Well, DeAndre Yedlin. You mentioned DeAndre Yedlin. I think this is where we just say the guys that we're torn between. It's
Yeah, right.
DeAndre Yedlin,
Josie Altidore.
Josie Altidore.
How many players on the bench?
You want to do? What does FIFA usually have?
Isn't it like seven or 8?
I think it's usually 7. What does FIFA have?
Okay. Fuck, I don't know.
I'm usually able to have a striker, a winger, 2 midfielders, a defender, center back and left back, and then a goalkeeper. Well, how I do it for FIFA. So 1, 2, forward, winger, 2 midfielders, 2 defenders. Oh, 7.
So for defenders, you put Bocanegra,
And DeAndre Yedlin.
Yedlin. Then midfielders we could
Goal
put
Dynamo.
Huh? For midfielder, I guess for we could put because we put Jermaine Jones, Kobe Jones. Okay, we could put Gio Reyna.
Oh, Gio Reyna. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna avoid the other Reyna.
Yeah. We'll put Gio Reyna, Josie Altidore,
Do we put Michael Bradley?
nah.
No, not Michael Bradley.
Nah.
Another winger.
Mm,
Do you want to be cheeky and say Fabian Johnson?
no.
Alejandro Bedoya.
No, I know you're just fucking with me.
No.
I was like, no, I know you fucking with me.
Yeah.
Um,
Jeff Cameron.
damn, I haven't heard that name in a long ass time.
Maybe it's the Houston Dynamo jersey in me. On me.
Oh yeah, he was in Dynamo. I remember.
He was definitely pretty crucial for when they used him as a CDM over as a center back. So.
Yeah.
I can't really think of much wingers, man, for like the U.S. men's national team. It's more so modern wingers now that I think of than I think of like from the past.
Yeah, because the past, I went to
Eddie Johnson. I mean, he's a striker.
Yeah.
Wow. Backup goalkeeper. Brad Friedel.
I'll start with that shit.
Casey Keller.
I mean, he wasn't bad.
Casey Keller?
Yeah.
No, just kind of near the tail end where it was like clear and obvious that we should have Tim Howard out there.
Zach Steffen?
I think he definitely killed himself. Not literally, guys, not literally.
Oh my god, this dude.
Obviously, I'm not. That was a very poorly done joke. It wasn't even supposed to be a joke. I was saying because obviously he fell off from the graces of Manchester City. And obviously he spoke out about mental health. But it was not a joke about offing yourself by any means. I meant like he just hasn't been the same since he went to Manchester City. He just hasn't been the same player. But Casey Keller, backup goalkeeper.
Oh, dude.
Or Nick Raimondo.
No, you know what? What about Tyler Adams?
Tyler Adams for the bench?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Carlos Bocanegra, DeAndre Yedlin, Josie Altidore, Gio Reyna, Tyler Adams. Are we for Casey Keller on the bench?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Unless you want to do Ethan Horvath.
I mean, he only had one distinctive moment, but winger.
That's the one.
Or do we think of a player that could be a 9, but it was very shifty and could play the winger role?
I mean, we could say Jordan Morris. He was a winger before, and now he's stuck into a striker position. Or if you want to do Timothy Weah.
Tim Weah? Okay. I mean, another dog. So,
yeah.
All right. So we'll post this. We'll post this on social media, so you guys can tell us, you guys are fucking idiots, or damn, I forgot about that guy. So
we're gonna be hearing a lot of those.
Yeah. So that is the InsertName FC's all-time U.S. men's national team roster. Definitely gonna have people to question us about this, but that's okay. The Copa Libertadores final was this past weekend. Congratulations to Fluminense for beating Boca Juniors 2-1. It's so weird having to say Boca Juniors. It makes me feel like I'm like not understanding the concept of junior, you know? But Fluminense ends up having 53% of the possession. It was a very tight contest. Boca Junior actually outshot them 15-13, but Fluminense had them with shots on target, which was 6-5. The goal for Boca Junior was from Luis Avincula in the 72nd minute mark, and the goals from Fluminense came from Herman Caro in the 36th minute and John Kennedy, who scores the winner in the 99th minute mark, which ends up securing Fluminense's first ever Copa Libertadores, which now Marcelo, along with all his Champions League trophies, now is able to have a Copa Libertador in his trophy case.
Yep.
So first time winners. Brazil, I believe, now is back-to-back for Copa Libertadores. I think that's what it is. I don't know who won last time, but once again, we need to do better with covering Copa Libertadores. It's actually a really good tournament, but it's just hard to keep track of it. But if we find out that the final happens, we'll definitely recap it. But yeah, I got to watch the game. It was really fun. I know that a lot of people usually end up watching like European football, but I mean, if you guys get a chance to like see what it's the energy is like in Brazil and Argentina, watch it, man, because it is a atmosphere that is like just out of this world. Maybe one day me and Edward can travel down to South America safely and experience some of the games that are over there. Maybe get some security, or maybe we'll have Spencer with us, and maybe everyone's afraid of him. Because Spencer's a massive human being, and so that could probably vote in our favor. Spencer's huge. Like, I think Spencer was like I think he was playing football at one point. Like, I mean, like, I think he played college football. I could be wrong on that one, but I think Spencer told me something about that he was actually going to play college football, but then he left after 1 year or something like that. So he's a big motherfucker. That's all I'm saying. That's the only thing I want you guys to take away from this podcast is that Spencer's huge. So if there's anything to take from this, but yeah. So maybe one day me and Edward can explore South America and experience football and just wear neutral shit so that way people don't think we're representing a club because it's it's really tread carefully what colors you're wearing over there. We're not even talking about gangs. We're talking about soccer.
Don't want to end up getting kidnapped over there.
Yeah, that too. Players of the Week. Players of the Week is brought to you by In the Clutch. In the Clutch is an amazing apparel company that has partnered with the Players Associations of Major League Soccer, the National Basketball Association, National Football League, and Major League Baseball. They just dropped all the championship stuff for the Texas Rangers. Congratulations for winning the 2023 World Series. Nobody cares. Kind of care. It's actually a big deal. Congratulations to them. Jose is also a Rangers fan, so congrats to the Rangers. You guys just destroyed Arizona. That's all I had to say. But they have amazing shirts that have all, and the best part of it all is that it goes directly to the players. So if you guys love all that stuff, and plus the fact that you're helping the Players Association, you're also getting a shirt that is one amazing material. The designs are beautiful, and if you guys want even more reason to go shop at intheclutch.com, if you use the code InsertName at checkout, you'll save yourself 10% off your entire purchase. So once again, go to intheclutch.com, use that code InsertName, and you'll save yourself 10% off your entire purchase. Edward, who is your player of the week?
My player of the week is actually a defender, but it seems like he played a striker role this week, and it's Ronald Araujo from Barcelona. He scored the only goal in that game, and it was actually a pretty nice goal, like a header. So I'll give him that.
It was also against Real Sociedad and their 1-0 victory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So,
who's your player of the week?
My player of the week is a man that just went back to back with hat tricks. We didn't nominate him for player of the week, but it was because the game that the hat trick he had was a total annihilation of another team. But this time, I mean, it was still kind of that, but it was a rivalry game, and that is of course Sir Harry Kane. I don't think he's been knighted, but he definitely should be at some point. He scores a hat trick in Bayern Munich's 4-0 victory against Borussia Dortmund. So yep, hit back-to-back hat tricks for Harry Kane. So congratulations to Ronald Araujo and Harry Kane for being our players of the week. If you guys want to help out in one of these players' chances to secure a Roosevelt Spencer's Player of the Year award for the year 2023, if you guys go on Instagram, on the day that we post this episode, which is Friday. So on Friday, if you're listening to this episode on Friday, you can go on our Instagram stories and you can go vote for who you think should be player of the week, and help them improve their odds of winning the 2023 Roosevelt Spencer's Player of the Year award. We are about probably I would actually say a month and a couple weeks from stopping the vote and actually about to announce our winner. So make sure that any vote is going to be crucial for this at this point. So it's on Instagram, it's in our stories. And if you go on X or Twitter, you'll see it on our post, on our tweet or our post. It's X and Twitter is confusing the fuck out of me at this point. On the comment below the post, if you go into the post and you see the first comment, it'll allow you can actually vote for who your player is. So those are your two ways to have a say on who improves their chances to win the 2023 Roosevelt Spencer's Player of the Year award. So there is that. Once again, congratulations to Ronald Araujo and Harry Kane for being our players of the week. Go to intheclutch.com, save 10% off your entire purchase with the code InsertName at checkout. All right, guys, there's a lot of games coming on this weekend, and buckle up because there is quite a few. In the other leagues, we have Flamengo taking on the Copa Libertadores champions Fluminense in the Brazilian league. Also in Brazil, there's actually going to be 3 more Brazilian games. Palmeiras taking on Internacional, Red Bull Bragantino taking on Botafogo, and Santos versus Sao Paulo. So there is some big matchups going up in Brazil. So make sure you guys stay tuned. Go ahead and check it out. Brazilian League. It's a very fun league. If you guys want to see the future big names that are going to Europe, that's the league to definitely be watching.
Yep.
In the Netherlands, we got Feyenoord taking on AZ Alkmaar. Really good matchup. So go ahead and check that out. Big rivalry going in this weekend in Portugal as Benfica takes on Sporting Lisbon, which is Ronaldo's old club. So that's one of the bigger rivalries in Portugal besides Porto. Benfica, Sporting, and Porto are like the big three over there in Portugal. So you guys want to get familiarized with the Portuguese league, that's definitely a good match to go and watch it. Going back to South America and Argentina, we got Boca Juniors trying to bounce back as they take on Noel's old boys, Messi's favorite Argentinian club.
Yeah, that's where he came out of, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Never played there though, at least professionally. Like I said, NWSL, their cup final will be this weekend, Saturday. Check it out. It's the OL Reign taking on Gotham FC. God, I love that name. Also something really significant that's going on in that match as well is that this will be Megan Rapinoe's final match as a professional soccer player, along with Ali Krieger, who plays for Gotham FC. Also, this is her final match. So this is who's going to walk out on a high note. Is it going to be Reign with Megan Rapinoe or Ali Krieger over at Gotham FC? I kind of want Gotham FC just because the name Gotham FC is just it's awesome. Like, great marketing.
For all the Batman fans out there.
Gotham needs you. You know what? That's the best way to get fans to go. The final's going to be in San Diego. So if you really want to get your fans to go, just on billboards, just say Gotham needs you in San Diego. You're going to have so many people be there.
Have the bat signal out.
Yeah.
Or have the bat signal. Like, you know how they have like those lights out? Like either like in Vegas or in LA and all that stuff. Like have like that kind of bat signal out, but with the team crest.
Yeah. So we're rooting for Gotham FC. Also USL Championship, the final. Charleston Battery taking on Phoenix Rising FC. It is going to be a very juicy final. I personally believe these are the two best teams in the USL. Phoenix Rising actually, unfortunately, was the last game that the San Diego Loyal unfortunately had to play. If you guys don't know, the San Diego Loyal is the USL team over in San Diego, but due to financial circumstances, they will no longer be a club at all. So it was heartbreaking. Obviously, that's the team that Landon Donovan had some affiliation with. I don't know if he still did, but yeah, it's heartbreaking. The owner, when he had to make that video, I felt so bad. I almost cried. But obviously you have San Diego FC, so I'm sure you're excited about that, San Diego. And of course, if you guys don't know, the 2023 FIFA U17 World Cup is also going on. So if you guys want to see the future, literally the future stars of the world, well, there's your first way to watch it. So go ahead and check that out. All right, MLS Cup playoffs. It's gonna be the game threes of this round one, best of three. God, just please change this MLS. Please change it. Like this is ridiculous. I think most of these games have actually been settled. As of right now, it's almost halftime. The Dynamo are up 1-0 against Real Salt Lake. So
damn.
Yeah, let's just not do this anymore. Let's change this. We're MLS changes the playoff system every year, so let's just change this and forget this ever happened. Is all I'm gonna say at this point. But yeah, more MLS Cup playoff action. There is one game I believe is going to a game 3, so there is some games this weekend for the MLS Cup playoffs. In Liga MX, it is decision day in Liga MX. So we're going to find out who is going to be in the Liga MX playoffs. So also, spoiler alert, next week's episode will be a preview for the Liga MX playoffs. So be ready for that one. In Ligue 1, we got Stade de Reims taking on PSG. Stade de Reims, really good team right now. PSG, Still don't know what's going on with them, but they're actually getting better now. Actually, after they finally let Mbappe play, they got better. Go figure. And
Right.
Stade Rennes taking on Lyon. All right, guys. I'm gonna say this. There might be a jersey bet. There might be a jersey bet coming. I'm getting a little too cocky right now, but I'll make the official announcement if there is going to be a jersey bet come December once we do our halfway recap of the leagues. But I really do have a feeling that I'm going to make a jersey bet. It seems like it's gonna happen, and it might be involving Lyon because Lyon has still yet to have won a match. The bet's not gonna be Lyon if Lyon wins a game. That's not the bet. Let's be realistic. But it is going to be in some way involve Olympic Lyon. So I'm just gonna point that out. But they're taking on Stade Rennes, who is pretty good. So that's going on in Ligue 1. In the Bundesliga, we got VfB Stuttgart taking on Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund looking to bounce back after losing to Bayern Munich for I don't know how many times now at this point. So we'll see if they can bounce back. And RB Leipzig taking on SC Freiburg. In the Serie A, we got Lazio taking on Roma. And Monza taking on Torino. There's not a lot of high-profile matches going on for Serie A this weekend. But Monza and Torino, that could be a really underrated game. In La Liga, we got Real Madrid taking on Valencia. And Sevilla taking on Real Betis. If you guys don't know anything about these two matches, this is one of the biggest rivalries in La Liga. It is the Battle of Sevilla. Both these teams are located in Sevilla. Don't let that Real Betis name fool you. They are both located in Sevilla. This is one of the bigger rivalries in La Liga. I highly recommend you watch this game because this game will be very physical. Sevilla has so much to play for right now. They are looking terrible as well. Maybe I make a jersey bet about Sevilla instead of Lyon. I don't know. It's up in the air. We'll see what happens. But Sevilla needs to get right. Real Betis they're not looking any better. But when you have a rivalry game, all that shit goes off the wayside because this is where you don't want to lose to your rival.
That's right, though. So.
Yep. In the English Premier League, we got Liverpool taking on Brentford. Like I said, it's very limited on like popularity games here. And then Chelsea, which by the way, coming off of a big win against Tottenham is no longer undefeated. Chelsea coming off of a big win against Tottenham, going up against Manchester City. So if there's a time to have some false confidence, this is probably it.
This boy said false confidence.
You're not going to beat Manchester City. That's my point. Why false confidence? But hey, it's going to be fun.
But I'm just saying, man, anything can happen.
Anything is possible. To quote the great Kevin Garnett.
To be fair, I did not think Chelsea was going to beat Manchester City. Or I'm sorry, Tottenham.
Did they beat Manchester City?
No, I'm saying I didn't think Chelsea was going to beat Tottenham.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, I was not expecting that.
No, I don't think anybody was. So, very fair point. Very fair.
So, I mean, shoot, they could probably do 2 upsets. You never know. In 2 rows.
Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But all right. So those are some games to look forward to this weekend. I know that there's a lot more games going on, but hey, if you're not really trying to get into the game, maybe you're not sure about all the leagues, well, this is a good beginner's guide. I also will say, watch Liga MX. Those games are going to be so important on deciding where who's going to finish and who's going to face against who in the playoffs. That is a big weekend. So make sure if you got Univision and Telemundo, that's all you need. That's all you need. You don't need you don't need anything else. So go ahead and check out those games. Those games are going to be exciting. So we're gonna go ahead and take a break, and then we'll go into our 5-a-side draft of people you can't hate.
Are you ready to elevate your sports betting experience? Look no further than DraftKings Sportsbook. Why choose DraftKings Sportsbook? Unmatched variety. Bet on your favorite sports leagues or discover new ones to follow. Live betting. Test your instincts and feel the adrenaline as you bet in real time while the game unfolds. Promotions and boosted odds. DraftKings keeps the excitement going with a range of promotions, odds boosts, and special offers. And a user-friendly interface. Whether you're a seasoned bettor or new to the game, DraftKings' intuitive platform makes placing bets a breeze. Ready to dive in? BellyUpSports has partnered with DraftKings Sportsbook to give you an exclusive offer. Sign up at dkng.co/BellyUp150, and new customers will get $200 in bonus bets instantly when they bet $5 or more. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take your love for sports to the next level. Sign up today and let the games begin. Please gamble responsibly. 21 years or older. Eligibility restrictions apply. See website for details.
All right, we're back. 5-a-side draft, and the topic is people you can't hate. This is essentially the most lovable people in the world. Like, it's going to be shocking if someone says they hate that person or not like this person, basically, is what we're saying. Like, I will be shocked to find out that someone hates these people that we do this draft on. And because Edward won the the 2000 trends draft, he gets to pick first. So
Yay.
So Edward, first pick on the board. What is your first person that we can't hate?
First person is and I think you'll agree with me on this one. Hold on. All right. Person you can't hate. And I know you're gonna agree with me. That's what I'm laughing about. N'Golo Kante.
Oh man, that's a good pick.
Good pick. I was like, I know for a fact you agree with me. I know this.
I've always been on the train. Fact. I love N'Golo Kante. So
yeah.
That's
I mean, he's done really nice things, you know, for everybody. Like he
dude went to Saudi Arabia and no one judged him to go to Saudi Arabia. He's the only player that went to Saudi Arabia that no one questioned.
Nope. They didn't question him if it was about money, if it was about like his talent, if it was like, oh, he's too old or whatever. Dude, nobody knew. Nobody. It was just kept quiet, whatever. He was just being Kante.
Like, good for him. Good for him. Go get that bag.
Yeah.
Go get that bag, buddy. N'Golo Kante. One of my favorite moments of N'Golo Kante is like when they won the World Cup in 2018, obviously for France. And he hadn't gotten to like have a moment with the trophy yet. And so one of his teammates like noticed that he still hadn't grabbed the trophy yet because he didn't want to like force his way to grab the trophy. So his teammate actually grabbed the trophy for him so he can have it. And so he can have his like little picture and everything.
And he was the captain, I think. Not Benzema, I think. He was the captain, I think.
Well, I mean, Benzema wasn't at all in that World Cup. Was N'Golo Kante? Yeah, he was the captain.
Yeah.
Because
he only did the first lift. That's what I'm saying. Like he only did the first lift. He did the first lift, and that was it. And then everybody else was walking around taking pictures with it, posing with it with their families and stuff. And he was just waiting for everybody to take their turn.
That's crazy to think. I'm trying to think about that team now because the goalkeeper was Hugo Lloris. But I mean, Conte's so lovable, so he would be the captain. So
yeah.
If I ever meet Conte, I'm just gonna give him a hug. He probably doesn't speak English, but I'll just give him a big hug. Like I love that guy.
Could I have a hug, s'il vous plaît?
Yeah.
Mon ami?
N'Golo Kante. Love that guy. That's a good pick.
Yeah. I knew you like him. All right. So who's your pick? Oh
man. It's like it's hard to top N'Golo Kante, but I'm gonna try my best to do it.
No, but It's not about topping. We'll just go. This is fun. This is fun, man.
I'm gonna go with the lovable Rick Astley.
Okay. I mean, nobody. Well, people hate getting Rick rolled, but they don't hate Rick Astley.
I mean, sometimes I actually enjoy getting Rick. Sometimes. So.
And then you're like, ah.
And then my number 2 is also going to be a musician, and that is, of course, Dave Grohl.
Oh, okay.
Probably just one of like the most lovable guys in the world. He's part of like some of the most iconic bands of the 90s. Obviously, Nirvana. He was with the Queens of the Stone Age. And then of course he had his band Foo Fighters. And one of my favorite stories that I've heard now is when he was doing Foo Fighters were performing Saturday Night Live, and Christopher Walken's, which if you guys know, Christopher Walken has a very distinct voice. And so he asked him, where is the accent on Foo Fighters? Is it on the Foo or is it on the Fighters? And them knowing the way Christopher Walken talks, told him Fighters. So that way when he announced the band, and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, Foo Fighters.
Oh yeah.
So that was, to me, like, was just awesome. There's also a video that came out like where Dave Grohl was like refusing to do autographs for people, but it was because Dave Grohl says that he only does charities specifically for charity, because obviously people love to sell autographs. So he just says he only does it for charity. And then one of the funniest things was he was like, so guys, guess what? And they're like, what? And then he just like literally just flees onto his car and just drives away. I was just I was like, that's smooth. I love this guy. But yeah, Dave Grohl's my number 2.
Okay. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. So my number 1, and I mean,
you're number 1.
Or I'm sorry. I'm over here thinking we're doing something else. Hoo-wee. What's the name? Oh, okay. So well, no, maybe. Damn, it's hard to come up with people that you won't like.
That I
like
won't.
that you no, but I'm saying like not that you won't like, but like just in general that people will say, oh wait, what? No, I hate that guy, or I hate that lady.
Do you want to throw out that we can veto, like if we disagree with that person?
Okay.
You want to throw that out there?
Okay.
All right. I mean, you didn't veto any of my guys unless you all of a sudden you think Dave Grohl is the worst human being in the world.
Nah. All right. And I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for this. But Ryan Reynolds.
Ooh, that is a really good one.
Yeah, he's a nice guy altogether. I have yet to see or hear something about him that's like, oh, he did this to a fan, or oh, he did this to somebody he worked with, or he was impossible to work with, kind of rumors,
I think the only thing that people would say about Ryan Reynolds, which we've heard him make fun of himself plenty of times for, was the Green Lantern. So
yeah, I mean that's the only thing that. But even then, the thing is, like, isn't that where he met Blake Lively, like his wife? So it's like, it may have been one of the worst decisions he's ever made, but it gave him one of the best decisions he ever made,
which is his wife.
Which is his wife, yeah. So I mean, it works out. Like, to be honest with you, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, even when he's like talking about his wife or like about being married and stuff, I think there was like one tweet that I really love where he's like, there goes the love of my life. and it was like a picture of him, Blake, and his little girl, that I would do anything and everything for her, that I would even throw and put my wife in front of danger to protect her. And I was just like, oh, I was like, oh, snap. I was like, damn. I was like,
I think that was I think it was Jimmy Kimmel where he said that, where he's like, I will throw Blake Lively in front of a bus to protect our child.
Yeah. He's like, I will put her in harm's way just to make sure that she's okay. And everybody just busted out laughing. And I was like, yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, like, how perfect of a couple is that? Like,
oh yeah, what was it? No, it was I think she put a picture of Ryan Gosling like shirtless. She was like, what was it, like, happy birthday or happy anniversary to my husband Ryan Reynolds, and it was Ryan Gosling shirtless. She's like, my handsome husband or whatever, and I was just like, damn, she trolled on him hard on that.
It used to be Anna Faris and Chris Pratt, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But all right, what's your third pick? Edward's got a pretty strong. Edward's got a pretty strong draft.
Well, that's the thing. There's another one, like the other one is actually you said it right now, and I was thinking about him too. It's Chris Pratt.
Ooh, I don't know if Anna
Faris
would agree.
I'll get. I know. Yeah. Well, actually, so apparently, no. So apparently, Anna Faris and Chris Pratt, like, they do have a pretty decent friendship to where they're not fighting. So they actually do communicate and stuff like that.
I mean, let's be fair. Celebrity marriage is like, it's like getting a divorce is like it's just part of the process of being a celebrity.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, how many failed engagements does J-Lo have?
Didn't think you were gonna bring that up.
I mean, just pointing it out. Like, getting divorced is like a rite of passage over if you're in Hollywood. So
this dude.
I mean,
well, I wouldn't want to be a part of that rite of passage.
Nobody does, but I mean, look, man, we all can't be Kristen Bell and Dak Shepard, okay? Like, we can't all be just normal people. So.
That's crazy. But yeah, do I go now or do you go?
No, it's my turn now.
Okay, you go.
Oof. Yeah, this is what separates the men from the boys here.
This dude.
Bill Murray.
Okay. I guess, yeah. I like that.
He's brought us so many joyful movies, Stripes,
Ghostbusters.
Let's just forget that the other Ghostbusters ever happened. Let's just remember the Ghostbusters. Osmosis Jones. Yeah, I forget sometimes he was the kid. He was Frank.
He was Frank. He was the guy sheltering Osmosis Jones and the pill Drax.
He came in and helped Michael Jordan beat the Monstars.
Oh yeah.
What a guy. Owns a minor league. He's like a big
Caddyshack. Was it Caddyshack?
Caddyshack.
Animal House. Was it Animal House? No, it wasn't Animal House. Wait, was he in Animal House? I don't remember now. I know he was one of those movies like where he was like in college or whatever, or he was like a dean or something. I don't know. I don't remember.
Wasn't that basically Ghostbusters? He was a professor in Ghostbusters?
No. He was like a dean or something. It was a comedy. He was like a real chill teacher, or like maybe like an older student kind of stuff, kind of vibe. Yeah. So.
Okay, that's a good one. Number 4, I'm gonna go with a soccer player here because I feel like I gotta even out with N'Golo Kante, and that's Luka Modric.
Okay. All right.
I think a very lovable person as well. I don't think anybody hates Luka Modric.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Guy went through a lot of shit.
Yeah, he went through a lot, and football was his way out.
And I think he found the fountain of. I don't actually. You know what? He probably didn't find the fountain of youth. Like what is that? What's that director that likes doing those plot twists?
M. Night Shyamalan?
M. Night Shyamalan plot twist here, baby. He's the fountain of youth.
Oh, calm your ass down with that. All right. Modric. Okay. All right. So I have 3, right?
4 and 5.
So this is my 4 and 5.
Mhm.
All right. So my number 4. So I had choose 4 and 5, right?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So my 4th one. Shoot. Yeah, this is getting tougher and tougher. It's getting tougher and tougher.
I have a name, and I really hope you don't say it, so that way I feel confident I can win this draft.
Oh, trust me, I think I have that name already. I just want to say the best for last.
Okay.
Number 4. Okay. I want to say this one's probably gonna be like a little bit iffy because I'm pretty sure maybe I'll get some hate on it, maybe not. Chris Evans, Captain America.
Is there a reason why he would be hating on?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody knows like a dark secret or something.
I mean,
I don't know about it.
Maybe,
but he's very down to earth, and I mean, he finally got like
that's America's
girlfriend
ass.
and that's America's ass. Yes. So that's my number 4th pick, Chris Evans. And then my number 5th pick is the man himself, Keanu Reeves.
That's a good one.
So
that's a good one.
So
Keanu not my Reeves, guy, but I love that one.
You cannot hate Keanu Reeves at all.
Oh
like,
man, he has such a great story.
He's well, I mean, okay, bittersweet story.
Well, I mean, I know that, but I mean, just like the fact that he's just such a humble guy.
He's so humble. Most of his earnings, he basically dumps it, or not dumps it, but like he gives it out to charities. He invests in stuff that helps out the community, and also was like pretty sure with this whole writer strike and everything that was going on in Hollywood, pretty sure he was out there trying to help out as well. Because I'm pretty sure that there was like minor actors that weren't making like rent or food or stuff like that. I'm pretty sure he was out there, kind of helping out, even though he was like not in Hollywood at the time, but maybe like actors in New York, stuff like that, Because I feel like that's something he would do. But of course, nobody's going to report it. Nobody's going to say anything.
Yeah.
Because he does everything under wraps mostly. And then, of course, like giving up his seat on the bus, sharing food with like a homeless guy, giving him money, stuff like that. Like
the fact that he just takes public transportation.
Oh yeah, very humbling.
Yeah. Oh, and like I love it when he does like interviews and when they ask him about Sandra Bullock, like you could just see him like be so happy.
Yeah. So because everybody thought, hey man, you gonna end up with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, he's just an overall great guy. But that wasn't gonna be my 5th pick. Great pick though. I don't think this is gonna be a really close one, I think.
All right.
But
so
my
who's
5th
number 4.
My
or your 5th? That's
my 5th and last pick is Steve Carell.
Oh, damn it.
The man who made us all love The Office, playing the cringiest character possible, but the most lovable character at the same time. The man has amazing range as an actor. Like, I have not seen a bad movie of him in it. 40-Year-Old Virgin made me laugh so hard.
Life of Dan. Oh God, that was so hurtful. Like that hurt.
Life of
That
Dan.
hurt.
That Amazon movie that he did with Lawrence Fishburne and Bryan Cranston
I
about the
I have
military.
yet to, I have yet to see that one.
Really good
Oh,
movie.
what was the one where it's like the last day on Earth, the last person you know, and it was with Keira Knightley and him.
I don't remember that one. Date Night. That was a good movie.
Date night was hilarious. Him and Tina Fey.
I mean, he was in what was it? Love Actually.
Love. Was it? No, it's Crazy Stupid Love.
Crazy Stupid Love.
That one is my favorite movie. That is my favorite movie of like guilty pleasure movie. 'Cause it's like it's all tied together, and I was like, what the hell? Like, no way.
yeah. Freaking. Of course, he was everyone's favorite weatherman in Anchorman.
40-year-old virgin. I don't know if you said that one.
Yeah, I said 40-year version. There's a pants party. Would you like to come to the pants party?
Oh God.
Oh man,
What
yeah.
was the other? There was this one thing that they tried to do on Netflix. I think it was, or what was it like? Where he
But
was like a
the movie
commander
that I
of a starship.
realized that this had great range was Foxcatcher.
I've yet to see that movie.
Yeah, that was like the first time I ever saw it play. Like, if you don't know what happened with Foxcatcher, I mean, that is such a, that's a crazy story. It's about like this wrestling team. The dude was insane. He killed a guy. Steve Carell played the killer. Like it was insane. It was a crazy story. And he was that was the first time I ever saw that guy play like a real serious character, like a character you're supposed to hate. And it was just like, man, this guy is so fucking good. So Steve Carell, amazing range. Once again, proves my point that comedians are like the best actors of all time. So honorable mentions, I would have to say Robin Williams. I didn't know how to feel if I to put his name in here, but Robin Williams would have definitely been someone I would have drafted.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Honorable mention, Robin Williams.
Yeah, so amazing person, amazing actor.
What was I gonna say? Who was I gonna say? As an honorable mention, damn, bro. Now you got me thinking. Cause I had it on the tip of my tongue, and after you said Robin Williams, I was like,
Is he an
damn,
actor?
like, I was thinking he was. Oh, Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Jim
Jennifer
Carrey.
Lawrence might not have some nice things to say about him, but
I know. That's J Lo. That's J Law. That's J Law. I mean,
Big Poppy.
Oh yeah,
David Ortiz, I mean, maybe Yankees fans, but Big Poppy is definitely one. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any more. Oh, friggin' Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah.
Friggin' Mater from Cars.
Mater, yes.
Probably like
Speaking of
honestly
which,
the most lovable cartoon character. As far as like Pixar goes.
yeah,
Might be a hot
that's
take.
true.
I don't know. I mean, I think your kids like Lightning McQueen, but
oh, they love Lightning McQueen.
do we throw Luke Wilson there?
You mean Owen Wilson or Luke Wilson?
Well, I mean, Luke Wilson did give us old school. Oh, Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
No, actually, my sister hates Will Ferrell. So, well, it's not that she hates him. She just says his movies are stupid, which I was like, that's kind of the point of Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
John C. Reilly.
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh man, we failed this draft.
No, you failed it. That's your guy. I picked the ones I wanted to pick.
Bro, I have a good lineup here. I got Rick Astley. I got fucking Dave Grohl, Bill Murray, Luka Modric. I think this is a good line. Steve Carell. This is a dream team right here. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey would have definitely made this team stack. But
What about my team, huh? Huh?
Dude, your team. Yeah,
Yeah.
this team. These teams are bulletproof, man. This is gonna be a tough one, I think.
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get maybe some heat from Ryan Reynolds and Chris Evans because they're like, I guess you could call them like pretty boys. But I just like their the way they are and they present themselves. They don't think like they're the hot shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This was a fun list. But yeah, so that's our 5-a-side draft. We'll post it on Instagram and X to see if you guys think what do you guys think of this draft and see who won it. Shout out to the Belly Up Podcast Network. Check out their website, BellyUpSports.com. Follow them on Instagram and X at BellyUpMedia and at BellyUpSports. Also, if you guys are watching this through GolzTV, you're freaking awesome. By the way, if you guys haven't, so they've revamped their website. It's gonna be nice, sleeker, sexier, newer than ever. So just in time, as like I said, USL is gonna be now something featured here on GolzTV. So make sure you guys check out GolzTV. Follow them on Instagram at Golz GOLZ.TV or on X at Golz GOLZ_TV. So make sure you guys do that. Also follow our guy Roosevelt Spencer, the namesake of the Roosevelt Spencer's Player of the Year award. This guy works so hard for us. He's the best. He's the best. And so if you guys please follow him on Instagram at that guy dope. If you guys love our intro, our outros, when we have to do our singing bets, he's the one that has to unfortunately have to hear our voices and have to make it sound decent as possible because it definitely could be worse. So if you guys need some beat works done, whether it's a podcast or a YouTube channel, or maybe you're a singer, well, follow him on Instagram, that guy dope. Once again, at that guy dope. Message him, tell him that you need some beats. He'll take great care of you, like he always takes great care of us. If you don't believe me, check out NGU Booby. He's also a rapper friend of ours of this podcast. He does a lot of collaborations with him. So if you guys make sure to check out Roosevelt Spencer. Thank you for listening to episode 151. And next week we're gonna have another episode. I will say there's a little heads up. We're not gonna be recording on Monday because it is my mom's birthday, and I would be the world's worst son if I was to be recording a podcast when I could be taking my mom out for her birthday. So I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna. So Edward won't be available next week because of that. Because obviously Mondays is his only day available to record. So we called in the super sub. Kelsey will be in next week's episode, and we'll be talking any other craziness that's going on in the world of soccer. We'll preview Liga MX, so it's gonna be interesting to see Kelsey spit some Mexican league soccer. I think I'm just gonna be enjoying that part. But yeah, so Kelsey is gonna be coming back. He's gonna talk some footy, and it's always great to have him on. Unfortunately, Edward won't be available, but we'll definitely try to bring back Kelsey and Edward together again because it's always a great time when all of us are together. Maybe one day we can do an episode where Edward and Jose can also do some talking. But aside from that, thank you so much for listening to episode 151. Catch us next week for episode 152. Also, I want to say happy Veterans Day. I know Saturday will be Veterans Day. I will be taking full advantage of some free food that's going to be given to me. And then obviously on Friday when this episode drops, happy birthday, U.S. Marine Corps, stronger than ever. Hoorah, Semper Fi, everything. As you know, me and Spencer are both veterans of the U.S. Marine Corps. So it's the brotherhood that was probably the best damn decision that we both ever made. Because let's be honest, before the Marine Corps, we were kind of lost. But yeah, thanks to the Marine Corps. Happy Veterans Day. My niece is going to be a teenager officially. That's going to suck. My mom's birthday is coming up as well. So it's going to be a pretty big weekend for me, as well as trying to keep track of what's going on with soccer. But I'm excited for it. So thank you so much for listening for episode 151. Catch us next week for episode 152. Happy Veterans Day and happy birthday, Marine Corps.
All right, take care, guys.